What's going on, everybody? If you guys are just getting in the loop and you have not seen me, well, I'll wait till a few more people get in here before I start talking about everything that happened yesterday, what's going to happen for the next 48 hours, and where we're going from there. Because this is a little bit of a, well, not a little bit. Again, the goal is not to compare these situations, but yesterday I got banned off TikTok on both of my accounts, if you didn't see me, because I have been in New Jersey. Once again, fighting with ICE. So there's a hunger strike going on at Delaney Hall, which is a detention center in Newark, New Jersey. If you guys haven't been watching my TikTok videos, then you're probably out of the loop, but you really should be watching my TikTok and my Instagram videos. That's where I post my content when I'm not streaming. And there's a hunger strike going on. Immigrants inside the facility are on a hunger strike because they found maggots in their food. They're not getting medical care. It's a whole big thing. So they went on a hunger strike. And organizers basically wanted to draw attention to, the situation. Okay. And basically, yesterday spent pretty much the entire day there. Was there with Triv. Some of you know Triv. And Bradley. I got there at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll tell you what happened as soon as I got there, because a lot of it wasn't streamed. A lot of it was taped but not streamed. No, the governor did not get in. They refused entry. So when I first got there, let me tell you guys what happened when I first got there. Like, I was not expecting at all what I saw yesterday. And Triv uploaded a video about this, because this is not a situation where people who aren't activists should be anywhere near, because it really, like, I want you to understand that, like, this is not a situation where you can step back from. Like, there is the building, a small space, and then the road, quite literally. So you are in between traffic and ICE agents trying to essentially push you into traffic. And hold on a second. So I get there about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I turn around, and there is a fucking armored car with an ICE agent coming out of the top of the armored car. You know, there's like a hole in the top of a tank, with a gun, and ICE agents in formation on either side of them, and they're flying into the other side of the building, right where we are. There's other people over there. We run over there. They line up in formation. They pull out their batons. I don't know who this fucking dumbass is that keeps spamming me while I'm trying to talk. They pull out their batons and start just straight up shoving people, pushing people. Same type of shit they did in Minnesota, but here's the distinct difference. And I had a conversation last night with Triv about this, because it's significantly different. And what I mean by that is the ICE agents are way underqualified. I mean, guys, you wouldn't believe, there was a kid out there that looked like he was 16. Like, legitimately. Here's the thing, and I'm going to say this 10 toes down, and I'm saying it on live because I want it recorded to come back to this if it happens. If this continues at the level it's happening right now in Newark, someone is going to die. Like, someone is going to die as a result of these protests. ICE, number one, all of them have guns. Every single one of them has a sidearm. They look like the biggest. They look like the C team. Some of them. But a lot of them clearly are younger and have something to prove. Newer ICE agents have something to prove. And clearly some of them have not been in this kind of a hostile environment. And I'm just telling you right now, I'm not taking call-ins just yet. I need to finish this story, okay? I'm just telling you right now that someone's going to get shot. It's like it is guaranteed at this rate. Now, as the day progressed, you saw more of the agents like we saw in Minnesota. Because in Minnesota, some of these guys were fucking huge. Like gigantic, football player looking guys. Those guys were there. And gradually throughout the day, it seemed like more of them were in the building and they were coming out. They were rotating in and out. Another thing, they are willing to say, they will talk crazy shit to you. Yesterday, I'm standing there, and an ICE agent, right? A shorter ICE agent with a mask on, pats his buddy on the shoulder, and he goes, "Hey, that's Adam right there." Points to me. And I'm like, I didn't sell it because I don't know if he's trying to intimidate me, that he knows who I am, but I'm also not shocked. He could just see me on social media. He could see me on TikTok. It's not crazy that would be a possibility. But it was fucking weird the way he said it. I didn't sell it, but I had a mask on, guys. I had a mask on because they were popping pepper spray at random. I know a lot of people, I did get sunburn yesterday, but the reason in that video my face looked so inflamed is because at one moment there was a scuffle and they sprayed pepper spray up and my face was sweating and I rubbed the pepper spray into my skin. And so it was like extra inflamed. You know what I mean? So if you're wondering why my skin looked like it was like burning yesterday in that video, it was sunburn, but it was also pepper spray. So, but man, they were super threatening. Like, I don't know if you guys did see yesterday when the times I was streaming, the dude with the glasses, like hated I don't know what this dude's problem with me was, but he was like violent. And someone said to me, they go, "Adam, that guy under the glasses in the one video I posted where that dude throat checked that girl with the baton. I don't know if you guys saw the video. That girl he throat checked is like 18 years old. Not even kidding. Throat checked her with a nightstick or whatever they call it. So the dude with the glasses, they were kind of like miscolored glasses. Fucking, for some reason, just had like this issue. He was being a total dick, but looked psychotic. And that dude, we had issues all day, going back and forth. Early in the morning when we were having this scuffle, that was the specific guy that was in front of me, and I think he took it personal, whatever the case is. Here's the thing. They're in desperate need of... I can just tell you, like, being in Minnesota and stuff, like, they need supplies and stuff. So I'm going to try and, I don't know if I'm going to stop on the way down. I might go and get some, like, of that saline spray or whatever, that stuff to help with the pepper spray in the eyes. I don't know. I saw a thing that had water in it with soapy water to put on the thing, but I don't think, I didn't see that there for them. I'm going to try and bring that there. I'm going back there tonight. They're standing together as a community, though. They're standing together as a community, and it appears people from New York are coming over now, to help New Jersey, because they always consider themselves, New Jersey's big brother. And so, like, they're not going to let that happen to them. And, I mean, I don't know. Like, apparently, like, at night it gets even worse. Like, the later it gets. So, I'm going to be there. I should be there around 8 o'clock tonight or something around there, I'm going to be attempting to come live on YouTube. Regardless, I'm going to be recording. I record a lot of footage. Obviously, my goal is always to try and get every single ICE agent that's present out there documented. It's the first thing I always do, is document every single ICE agent that's present, because if they end up doing something, then they need to be, if they end up doing something, then they need to be, we need to know, like, we get a good, clear picture of them. So I always try and do that first things first. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It reminds me a lot of when Minnesota first started, only I will just say the agents just seem even more violent. I mean, they will crack you they will hit you with that fucking nightstick without even thinking twice about it, because you didn't move back quick enough. Gary, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. I saw somebody else, Neely, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate you. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired today, so I also bit my tongue for some reason in my sleep last night. I don't know what the fuck that was about. But, yeah. So, that's what I'm going to be doing. And then I'll probably take Saturday to just do normal streams and blah, blah, blah. And if it's still ongoing next week, I'll go back down again. You know, 'tis what it is. I have to drive I drove. I have to drive like almost 4 hours. So it's not impossible to do. It just sucks to drive, but I make pretty good time. You know, I turn on a podcast or something, a history book or something, on a history documentary, and just drive. You know, are the local law enforcement there too? No. So that's a good question. Local law enforcement was instructed to not get involved at all. Let me just say this really quick. So local law enforcement drove by several times, Newark PD, NJPD, State PD, State Police, and didn't do anything. So basically, they were told to stand down. From what I was told, they said, if you interfere at all with what's happening between these activists and ICE, we will fire you on the spot. That we don't want police involved in this situation at all, that this is a situation between activists and ICE, and this is not to be interfered with by police. So it is basically ICE agents against activists. There's no police at all. And these are definitely not police. I can guarantee you that. I will say also, yesterday they are pulling protesters inside the facility now. That wasn't happening initially, I guess, but they are doing it now. They pulled several people in and arrested them and pulled them inside the facility yesterday, like what they were doing in Minnesota. So, yeah. Yeah, I hate driving long distance too, but what are you going to do? It's almost, the benefit is, you know, you can get in the car and just hit the highway and do all that, but driving is worse than flying sometimes, because, flying sucks too, though. Doesn't matter which one you do. But, yeah, so I'll be back down there tonight. It's, if you're up watching, I will probably attempt to turn on a YouTube live stream tonight. It's very chaotic, like I said. a lot of people were saying, like, what's up with the sound and this and that. You have to understand, like, it is impossible to explain how fucking loud it is. Trucks are blowing their horn in support of the of what's happening there, the protests. And ICE is screaming and all this bullshit. And so all you have is wah, wah, horns blaring from trucks. Imagine how loud truck horns are. Loud. Deb, thank you so much for the Venmo. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Deb. I really appreciate that. I'll put this here so that way, if people want to do this instead of super chats. So I guess I'll take calls. Yeah. We'll go from there, I guess. Yes, the detainees can hear us inside. Yes, the detainees can hear us inside. That's the end. So they basically go up on the window. You can see their silhouette and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah. You bit your tongue in your sleep last night too? Yeah. I did that last night. Yeah, they know we're there. They have basically but Status Quo has equipment I don't have. They have a good camera and shit. I have a phone. So my phone can't do what that can do. They have a like legit camera and microphone and shit. I have a fucking iPhone. Okay? But people were saying Trump was in the hospital again? Really? Jacob's crying in the chat. I don't give a shit.
Call from Bob.
What the fuck?
Call from
Stefan.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going? Yes, you're taking calls now. I didn't want to interrupt your stream or anything.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, so I guess I wanted to kind of like talk about the topic with you. 27 years old, above 18. Also I'm in the military. Are you in the military?
No.
Have you ever been in the military?
Why? What's your point?
Well, I was just asking because you said you can't be like MAGA and support our troops.
Yeah,
but,
you can't be.
Good chunk of the military are troops. Would assume they support the troops, and they're probably also pro-Trump. I wouldn't necessarily call myself an alpha, but how would you say?
Are you familiar with the Constitution?
I am.
What are your first 5 amendments?
Well, how is that relevant?
Because you're not familiar with your Constitution. You're not going to know you're in violation of your oath if you don't know what the oath is to. What are your first 5 amendments? Rattle them off.
The first 5 amendment is freedom of speech, freedom of religion. The second amendment is the right to bear arms. Third, restricts the government from forcing citizens to house soldiers.
So he Googled it really quick. He Googled it. So
no,
Googling, you did, because that's why anyone who says how's that relevant and then waits and then it clearly Googled it. So I could ask you more difficult questions. Do you know what the Establishment Clause is?
No, I'm unfamiliar with detail.
Exactly. So you don't know your first 5 amendments, or you'd know what the Establishment Clause is, right? I don't have to. I gave you an easy one. So the point is, right, is that Trump is not even constitutionally eligible to be president to start with, but furthermore, he.
Wait! You made a claim. You have to back that up. We can't just keep moving on from claim to claim.
Sure. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. Are you familiar?
No, but you made a claim, so let's just go over the
Sure.
claim.
Section 3 of
Yeah.
the 14th Amendment. Donald Trump
You're
is not
saying-
eligible to be president because of Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. According to the language in the amendment, he is not eligible to be president.
Because of January 6th, I assume, is what you're referring to.
This guy's going to try and Google debate me, but he's going to find out very quickly that I've been doing this a long time, and Google or AI, whatever you're using, is not going to save you. Yes. Just admit you're AIing the argument, though, because you didn't know what Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. So how would you know it would be applicable to January 6th?
No, I'm not AIing. I just looked it up regular on Google, but that doesn't matter, does it? Does that necessarily matter at all?
No, I just wanted you to admit that you're Googling to debate me. That's all.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
you can ad hom all you want to, and you can commit as many fallacies as you want to. But you want to contend the point?
I'm just admitting that you are intellectually outmatched. That's all I'm pointing out.
Okay, let's do that too, though. But do you want to contend the point, though?
So Donald Trump aided enemies of the state, and Donald Trump engaged in insurrection, which would disqualify him according to Section 3 of the 14th Amendment.
Can you demonstrate that he engaged in insurrection?
Sure. So Donald Trump held a rally called Stop the Steal at the Ellipse, used provocative language that resulted in people being angry about the result of an election, perpetuated a lie about the election. He's the reason they were there. He's the reason they were angry. He's the reason they marched to the Capitol. But a lot of my argument in terms of intent relies on what Donald Trump was doing during the course of the insurrection, which lies in the third criminal indictment, the second federal indictment in the superseding indictment. Are you familiar?
No, sorry. Good.
So Donald Trump's lack of action when it comes to the insurrection is what proves intent, which would have been part of his second federal case, but Donald Trump ended up getting elected, so therefore that case never went to trial. But Donald Trump sat in the White House dining hall for over 3 hours as multiple people approached him and begged him to come out and tell people to go home. And he refused to do so, even being approached about his vice president being in danger and people chanting "Hang Mike Pence" and being feet away from him. He basically blew it off and said, "So what?"
So you think lack of action proves intent?
In combination with, if you let you ask me a question,
intent for sure, but
so the language is engaged in any capacity. If you engage in insurrection, you're disqualified, right? So it's not just lack of action; it's lack of action in combination with provocative statements, a rally called "Stop the Steal," a lie that was created by him and perpetuated by him that angered people. When the president of the United States, considering his authority, has a tremendous ability to influence the general public. We're not talking about just some regular person, we're talking about the president of the United States. That position comes with a certain amount of responsibility.
Yeah, but can you legally define provocative language for me?
Language that incites someone to do something.
Language that incites someone to do something.
Yes.
So any language can be provocative, and it's completely up to interpretation.
Everything's up. What do you mean it's up to interpretation when it comes to language? But what you're not understanding here is, and if you let me finish, I'll explain.
Yeah.
It's easiest to explain it like this. Does this happen if Donald Trump doesn't lie about the election being stolen, host a rally called Stop the Steal, tell people they're about to lose their country in 15 minutes?
So, one, we can't prove that the election was or wasn't stolen.
Can you answer the question?
Go ahead and re-ask it. I want to make sure I'm answering it.
I shouldn't have to re-ask it. You should listen to the question.
You can be as mean as you can be as rude as you want to. I'm
not being rude. I'm not being rude. Stop being so sensitive, you fucking snowflake. I said,
okay, go ahead.
Donald Trump. You're a fucking snowflake. This is the third time you've cried during this fucking debate. Suck it up.
No,
all right?
Come on, man. No,
so Donald Trump
down.
Used incredibly provocative language, okay? Claiming that they were about to lose their country. If you don't fight like hell. Used the word fight over 20 different times. Held a rally called Stop the Steal. Told people they were about to lose their country. What else would you expect people who support an individual at the level these people support Donald Trump to do when the president is telling them they're about to lose their country. But when it comes to proving intent, which I don't have to really prove to prove that the clause is applicable or the provision is applicable, is
I think you have to prove that.
I really don't. I mean,
if you're making the claim, you have to prove it. Like,
no,
I don't know.
I really
if you know
don't.
how that
Like
works,
regardless, he caused it to happen. So, do you think that?
Yes, but that's just an assertion. You're backing up an assertion
I'm
with
proving,
another assertion.
But I already proved. But you didn't. You can giggle all you want. You're so out of your league. It's not even funny. So Donald Trump not doing anything for over 3 hours proves the intent. Because
that doesn't prove intent.
It does.
Like lack of action does not prove intent.
So you never read the superseding indictment clearly, and you're like woefully misinformed. But that's besides the point. Donald Trump sat on his ass in the White House dining hall as multiple people, including Mark Meadows, approached him and told him, "Hey, you go out and tell people to go. Like, come on, man. Like, we need to stop this. They're trying to stop the constitutionally protected process. They're being violent. They're doing all this." And he sat there and let it happen for over 3 hours. Let me ask you a question. If you say something and it incites someone to commit an act of violence and you witness that person committing an act of violence, do you let that person commit that act of violence if your intention is not to get that person to commit that act of violence? No. You say, "Excuse me, that's not at all what I meant. I didn't mean for you to hurt this person. I meant something entirely different." You try and stop them because that's not your intent. You're not trying to provoke them to commit some act of violence. Donald Trump wanted them to do that, hence why he didn't stop them, because when he did come out over 3 hours later, guess what? They went home. They went home.
So he stopped them.
Over 3 hours later.
Okay, so
Papa, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. Appreciate you.
It doesn't that just prove that that's not his intent then, if he stopped it?
No, but that was after 3 hours, though. I'm saying
that's fine. That doesn't matter, though.
The insurrection had already happened. It was already almost like it already happened. Elected representatives were already ushered to safety. Police were already beaten. They already broke inside the Capitol building. They were already all through the Capitol building. They had already stopped the certification, which was the goal ultimately.
Okay. I mean, look, I agree that I think anyone that harmed like a police officer or any government official should probably be imprisoned, right? I agree with that 100%.
So that goes to the second part. Hold on. That goes to the second part of Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which talks about aiding enemies. Aiding enemies. Do you think giving a pardon to people who clearly engaged in insurrection, clearly were charged with seditious conspiracy, a pardon is aiding those enemies who engage in insurrection?
I wouldn't necessarily agree, because I think they were given an unfair trial. So sometimes a presidential pardon, I think, can be a moral thing if individuals are given an unfair trial.
Unfair trial based off what?
You don't think the J6s were given an unfair trial?
I don't know who you're referring to, but no. Most of them admitted they were guilty. So no, I don't know where anyone got an unfair trial. I know that's something that a couple of them claimed, that they were held without a trial, but I don't know anyone that they said anything about an unfair trial. I mean, it was very straightforward.
They were from what I understand anyway, and I could be wrong, right? But from what I understand, a lot of the jury had a political bias against them.
So that's not true. I don't know where you got that from, but I think you're confusing two different things. I think you're confusing Trump's first criminal case and January 6 defendants. The January 6 defendants were charged with things like entering a restricted area without permission, assault on a peace officer, carrying a deadly weapon inside a restricted area. Like these were like largely the charges. And they were very straightforward. They were on camera. Most of them were like video recorded footage of them beating cops with weapons. And by the way, Trump pardoned everyone. He didn't pardon some of them. He pardoned all of them. Right? So if you're admitting, right, you've already lost the argument now, because if you've conceded that individuals did in fact engage in that conduct, well, Donald Trump pardoned those individuals as well. So that would be aiding enemies, right?
I don't know how that was necessarily a concession, because I'm not even necessarily conceding that anyone who participated in January 6th is necessarily an enemy of the state, right? So I mean,
Wait, they engaged in insurrection. That's an enemy of the state. What do you mean?
yeah, but I'm saying you're claiming it's an insurrection. Not everybody defines it the same way. Some people define it as a protest, right?
Okay. So the point is, aid or comfort is the exact language, right? Did he give support? We don't have to say aid. Did he give support to those who were resisting the constitutional order of our democracy?
Yeah, but from their perspective, right, they were upholding the Constitution.
I don't
You can't
give a
just
shit
keep
what their
making
perspective
claims.
was. It's not
Yeah,
the
but they
case.
could just say the same. Anyone can just say the same about your perspective.
Do
right?
you have some
Anyone
kind of evidence that this is true?
I don't need evidence. You're
Yes,
the one
you
making the
do.
claim.
So wait,
No,
so you
you're the
can
one
go.
making
So
the
wait,
claim
tell me,
that it's an insurrection.
can this be my excuse next time I go to prison if I murder someone? Guys, I thought that this person was a bad person and therefore it's justified. I thought I was doing the right thing. Can I use that as defense in a criminal court?
It depends.
No,
It
you
absolutely
can't.
depends. Yes, you can.
Absolutely not. Guy, if you
Yes.
guy. If I go into a criminal trial and I kill someone and claim I think this person was a bad person, and they ask me, well, why do you think he was a bad person? Was someone in imminent danger? Was something? Do you have some kind of evidence? And I say, no, I just think it. So that's enough for me to get off because you can't prove that I intended on her. Like, no, dude, that's
No,
not
you're
how the
going
law
about this the wrong
works.
way. They first have to prove that it's murder and not self-defense,
But
right?
they did stop a constitutionally protected process. You can disagree constitutionally. You can criticize constitutionally. You can't stop constitutionally. Regardless, we have laws in place. We have a correct order, a constitutional order of how you go about doing these things. You can't just decide, I've decided that I'm going to do this. That our Constitution doesn't allow for that unless you want to provide for me somewhere in the Constitution that it says if I think the election's stolen, I can stop a constitutionally protected process.
Is it constitutionally protected if it's stolen? Is the question, though, right? And I'm not necessarily saying that it was. I'm not saying the election was,
there's
but if they
nowhere in
believe
the
it was,
excuse me, there even if it
go ahead.
was, which you're not going to be able to provide me evidence, and nobody ever has provided evidence, right?
I didn't make the claim.
Even if
I want to make that clear.
right, so if you're not making the claim, you can't use it as defense for people making the claim. Okay, but regardless,
I'm not using it.
can
I'm
you
not
stop?
using it as
Can you stop
defense.
for a second? Regardless, what I'm trying to provide for you is that we have a way of going about these things legally, challenging these things legally. You can't there's nowhere in the Constitution that allows for you to storm the Capitol building during the certification and stop that process. It is protected constitutionally. That process is to occur constitutionally. You're not allowed to, according to our Constitution, interfere with that in any capacity. What you're trying to claim is that if they legitimately believe the election was stolen, they'd be constitutionally justified in stopping that process from happening. That's not true. Okay? I don't know do I have to explain this any better than I'm explaining this? How do you not understand what I'm saying? There is no part in the Constitution, and you can Google-y all you want, because I know you're furiously Googling right now. There is nowhere in the Constitution that allows for you to stop a constitutionally protected process.
Again, I don't think. Okay, yeah.
Just
go
concede, dude. This is embarrassing.
No, I was
Just
saying, go ahead.
Concede.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're way more comfortable interrupting me than you are being interrupted. Is that true? Like,
Are you going to concede?
no, I disagree with the premise. Right?
So
Do you
tell
want
me
me to
where in the
concede?
Constitution it says that you can interfere with the certification if you feel the election was stolen.
It doesn't say that in the Constitution. But if
So
the
then
election is stolen, it's not a
regardless-
constitutional process. It's definitionally not a constitutional process.
You have
Go
a
ahead.
process to challenge the results of an election. You don't have constitutionally If it is a constitutional process, if challenging it constitutionally does not work, yes, it is. Oh my God, this is just remarkable. This guy's just unwilling to. Guy,
Oh, I want you to say that last sentence again, real quick.
if you cannot constitutionally, right, challenge it, if you do not successfully constitutionally challenge an election, you don't. The process going forward is constitutional. You can say whatever you want about I think it was stolen or I think this or that. That doesn't mean it's unconstitutional unless you've proved it's unconstitutional. You've not, and you have to do that through a constitutional process. We have a system which allows for you to challenge the results. If you do not prove it, then the process is constitutional, ipso facto.
Yeah. Okay. I think we need to take a step back.
I think you have a misunderstanding of what the Constitution is, but okay.
You have to make several really large leaps.
No. My argument is fucking tight. You know how I know?
It's not
because
exactly
I've
airtight,
been dunking
right?
on MAGA for years. That's
yeah,
how
maybe.
I know.
Sure, maybe you've been dunking on them. I don't care, right? But
dunking on
you have
too.
to. Yeah, sure. I think the main problem with your argument is that Trump did go on Twitter and tell everyone to go home, right? That just proves that.
No, he didn't.
It wasn't.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't say go home.
Okay, what did he say?
He told to be peaceful. He didn't go.
He didn't tell everybody.
Nope.
He didn't tell everybody to stop.
Nope. He told people to go home 3 hours later.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So
that was 3 hours later. You don't get to say it after it's peaceful? So wait, if you incite someone to commit an act of violence, and then 3 hours after they commit that act of violence, you say, oh, by the way, send them a text, don't commit that act of violence, you could still be responsible for inciting them to commit that act of violence, right?
Can an insurrection be peaceful?
Do you know what an insurrection is?
It's a hostile takeover, but it's hostile definitionally, right?
It's an uprising. It's an uprising. It's an uprising against the government.
Isn't it violent by? Let me Google the definition real quick. I'm pretty sure it's violent by definition.
It's an uprising against the government. Don't act like you haven't already Googled it.
No, I'm Googling it real quick. Give me 1 second.
Sure, it's going to say an uprising against the government.
It does say violent.
Or authority.
It specifies violent.
Read the whole definition. Who cares?
An insurrection is a.
Yeah, so what? If it's violent or not, so what? What difference does that make?
Well, the difference that makes is obviously intent, right? Because if Trump is telling them to remain peaceful, then definitionally it's not in his intent for it to be an insurrection. It's his intent to be a protest.
So wait, do you know what plausible deniability is?
Yes.
What is it?
Plausible deniability is basically.
Go ahead, read the Google definition. You just Googled it.
No, I'm not Googling. I'm just going to go off the top of my head, and you feel free to tell me if I'm wrong. But isn't it just the ability to make a claim that's unverifiable, right? In order to kind of obfuscate or protect yourself from any legal ramification.
Yeah, the second part of what you said, the Google definition that you read, yes. Do you think that it's possible or plausible, right, to put out a tweet like that as the event is already in, as the action is already in motion, to say I didn't know or I'm not responsible, right, in a way that can't be disproven? And sounds somewhat believable, right? People would think, oh, if you said peaceful, then he must not want them to do this. But when you take the superseding indictment and the actions, which would have included a forensic audit of what Donald Trump was doing during the course of the insurrection, that's when you lay out, okay, well, truly, if he didn't want it to happen, he would have, gone out and told people to go home. He wouldn't have been telling people so what when they were feet away from Mike Pence. He wouldn't have been ignoring Mark Meadows when he was approaching and saying, hey, Donald, I really think you need to go out and tell people to stop. They're breaking into the Capitol. And he just sat there and said, no, I'm watched it on television, basically. if you ignore those facts, right? It's called plausible deniability. Okay, it's so like in politics, right? A boss may hint at what they want, or a politician may hint at what they want done, but they avoid giving a explicit instruction to avoid legal
we're not getting into
accountability.
dog whistles, are we? We're not getting into conspiracy theory dog whistle shit, right?
Where did I use a dog whistle?
It felt like you were going down the dog whistle route, because you're saying, making like subtle claims in order to like incite a crowd of people. Like
what I'm saying, he didn't. No, he quite literally incited people directly. He didn't. He told people the election was stolen. You're about to lose your country. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. What I'm saying though is that the point of that though is to say it without giving an explicit order. Right, a recorded order, because if you give a recorded order, that comes with legal accountability.
Yeah, now you're legally liable. I agree,
right.
But I mean,
so
saying
if there's a scandal, for instance,
okay.
if there's a scandal, right, the boss says, "I had no idea this was going on," and because there's no direct evidence, an email, a recording, or any kind of proof, it's hard to prove otherwise. That's what plausible deniability is. It's less about actually being innocent and more about protecting yourself. And I want you to understand, he's not stupid in that sense, okay? He understands that, that tweet is going to be used, right, to leverage the position you're arguing right now when people accuse him of engaging in insurrection. Everyone knows constitutionally he wasn't eligible once it occurred. He knows he wouldn't have been eligible had this... and by the way, states effectively applied this amendment. It's not like I'm just saying this provision is applicable. There's proof, right? States effectively applied it. It was only because the Supreme Court changed its application process that Donald Trump was even allowed to run.
Okay.
So are you going to concede?
Well, how would that make him a bad president?
How does that make him a bad president? Well,
because that's your claim, right?
No, but your claim in the beginning was like about about whether or not you can be support the troops and be patriotic. And you said, well, many of the troops support Trump. And I said, well, any of them that support Trump are in violation of their oath. And you said, well, how would they be in violation of their oath? And I said, well, first and foremost, they're supporting an individual who's not even constitutionally eligible. You wouldn't vote for or support for someone who's not constitutionally eligible if your oath was to the Constitution. You said, how is he not eligible? And then I just explained, and here we are. We had this argument, right? I proved my case, and I can go onward. Right? I can list executive orders, right? Specifically targeting constitutional amendments. People's
but I don't think we ever got to the point where we could defend. I mean, we got to the point where you made like some admittedly very grounded assumptions. But I don't think we got to the point where you want a piece of advice? Proved. Hold on. Go ahead. I'll let you.
My advice to you is that if you truly want to continue to educate yourself, you have to learn when to concede. You have to learn to understand when you're outmatched in an argument. Refusing to concede doesn't make you any less of a loser in a debate, right? Conceding actually gives you credibility.
I think you'd like me to concede, but I'm going to kind of hone in on this point.
Whether you concede or not, you lost. So I'm just saying, like, it's better if you accept the information I gave you and move forward and improve the structure of your argument if you ever intend on debating it again. But I would advise that you concede, take the information, and reformulate your argument entirely.
Well, I mean, you can hang up on me whenever you want to, but until you do, I'm just going to hone in on this point that you're making the assumption that Donald Trump is responsible for an insurrection by inciting people, right?
He's the reason they were angry. He's the reason they were there. He's the reason they marched to the Capitol. He's the entire reason for the event. These people aren't mad if he doesn't perpetuate the lie about the election. Pay attention to language. Engaged in. Doesn't say it has to be primarily responsible for. It says engaged in. So if in any way you engaged in this conduct, you are ineligible.
So engaging in an insurrection, would that be any engagement at all?
Any engagement. If you engage...
So even if I engage by trying to tell people to go home, that's engaging in the insurrection? Because I engaged?
No. engaging in terms of your responsibility for it happening, right? Not because you tried to prevent it. Don't be disingenuous. You clearly know the language is talking about in your responsibility, right? Not preventing it from happening. So, for instance, if you were just an individual,
I'm not talking about preventing it from happening. I'm saying after the fact. Like, let's say hypothetically, 3 hours later, I tell everybody to go home. That's engaging in an already existing insurrection, right?
No. You're not engaging in. You're not responsible for it happening. This is engaging. Okay. We're talking about in your responsibility. We're not talking about preventing it from happening. You're just trying to be disingenuous.
Right, but the responsibility is the part you're trying to prove to me, right?
Listen. You're pleading for your life right now, and I understand that. This is a dumb argument, okay? Is Donald Trump the reason they were present?
His loss is the reason they were present. But it's hard to say if he was the actual
invited
reason.
them to the ellipse?
We're talking about the insurrection, not the fact that they were actually physically present, right?
Excuse me.
I want to make that distinction clear.
How the fuck did they commit the insurrection if they're not physically present, dummy?
So if any protest or any rally goes bad, the people that invited them there are directly responsible for
Depending on what the protest
ramifications.
is for, yes, they would bear some responsibility. Have you ever been a part of a protest? There's careful consideration for what you say and what the purpose of the protest is so people don't commit acts of violence, right? There's constant reminders not to do things that are illegal, right? Donald Trump's protest was called Stop the Steal. He proceeded to tell people they were about to lose their country. I'm asking you, who invited them to the Stop the Steal rally at the ellipse?
Yeah, I'm agreeing it was Donald Trump who did that, but I mean, I don't think the rhetoric necessarily proves your point.
You don't think telling people they're about to lose the country is provocative? You don't think telling people that? You don't think perpetuating lies about the election being stolen and then hosting a rally called Stop the Steal, and then it has anything to do with the fact that they stopped the certification?
No, and I'm very consistent on this too across the board, because I also don't believe that anybody that calls Trump like a fascist would be responsible if he got shot by somebody that thinks he's a fascist, right? I'm very consistent on this. I don't think that necessarily makes anyone responsible. I think rhetoric.
That's a totally different thing.
No, I don't think it's so at all.
It is, because Donald Trump actually is a fascist and the election wasn't stolen. So it's a false equivalency, right? You've never provided any evidence.
We can get into whether or not you think he's a fascist later. But
I can prove Trump is a fascist. You can't prove the election was stolen. That's the difference. I can, as someone who has...
All right.
What is what?
What does a fascist mean to you? Because everyone has a different definition on it.
No, it's pretty straightforward. Well, because it's a broader definition. It's supposed to be a broader, looser ideology than most people think. But it's an authoritarian, ultranationalist, far right-wing political ideology. I typically use Lawrence Britt's 14 tenets to accurately describe whether or not someone is a fascist. Most experts on fascism do as well. If you'd like to go through them, we can, and we can discuss how they're relevant to Donald Trump. We can talk about historical context. We can go through all of this. You will also not do well in this argument. I don't imagine you know much about fascism either. But besides the point, those aren't the same thing, okay? And I just want to state this really quick for the chat. As I already said, even if I don't make the claim that he engaged in insurrection, he absolutely he gave aid or comfort to enemies, right?
Was that directed at chat? You said that was directed at chat, right? I want to make sure I'm...
No, I'm telling you.
Oh, I thought you said...
You conceded already that there were people there that engaged in that conduct. That your argument is Donald Trump is not responsible for inciting it. If you're conceding that people there did engage in that conduct, Donald Trump pardoned them. That's clearly giving them aid or comfort.
Do you think it was violent, the insurrection? By your definition, insurrection, right?
Yeah, it was violent.
Like, I can definitely point out like certain outliers were violent, right?
Because you hear what I just said? Given aid or comfort to enemies of the United States or its constitutional order. You conceded People did that already. You already told me you conceded that. People did do that. You just don't think Donald Trump was responsible for it. Donald Trump pardoned those individuals. That's clearly giving them comfort.
No, I haven't conceded a single point
so
yet.
So then argue that point. If how is giving a pardon not comfort to enemies who you've already conceded engaged in insurrection?
So I guess my question would be, what percentage of active participants have to be violent in order for it to be or insurrection from your point of view, right? I don't know if there's an actual legal definition on this. What percentage of participants have to be violent in order for it to be defined as like an insurrection by your point of view?
What percentage of the people present have to be physically violent? I don't.
Yeah, because insurrections are violent by definition. We already went over that.
Yeah,
right?
By some people's definition, but technically people think there's ways you could insurrect, you could uprise against your government in like a legal sense. In a, like, for instance, if Mike Pence had done what Donald Trump wanted him to do that day, some people by definition would call that an insurrection, although I would more accurately define that as like a coup. But regardless, I don't know. This really doesn't matter. The point is, you conceded people engaged in that conduct, which they did. It's on camera. We can show you footage of people using physical means to break into.
Why did you say conduct and not like insurrection specifically? Because I'm arguing the fact that it's an insurrection at all.
No, you're not arguing that it's not an insurrection at all. They stopped the Constitution.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I understand what I'm arguing.
Did the efforts of the people in there stop the certification that day? Yes or no? I'm about at my wit's end with you. Answer the question. I feel like
you're about to hang up on me because you're losing this.
I'm losing.
You can see where this one's going.
You think I'm losing? Watch, in one sentence I can destroy you. Ready? Did they stop a constitutionally protected process? Yes or no?
No, they didn't. It proceeded anyway.
No, they did. It was delayed for over 7 hours. Excuse me. If you stop, yes. Yes, whether it resumed or not, just because you lose, right? Just because you're not successful in permanently stopping it doesn't make it any less of an uprising.
Delay does not mean stop.
Get cooked. Get cooked. Just because they're able to successfully resume that process doesn't make it any less of an uprising, goofy. Guys, somebody broke into my house and attempted to steal my PlayStation, but I fought them off, right? But I fought them off, so they shouldn't be held responsible for attempting to steal my PlayStation. Technically, you can't, technically fucking speaking, he could have been in there to just hang out with you. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You guys are goofy as fuck. Boring Max, shut up. Get cooked on. Get cooked on. If you guys are just joining, I have been at Delaney Hall Detention Center in Newark, New Jersey, for these ICE protests. Things have been
Call from
John.
Extremely violent. ICE agents were extremely violent. More violent
they weren't.
Than I've ever seen. Were you there?
I watched your video. They weren't nearly as violent as the protesters. They were standing there, guarding their facility, doing their job. You were the one inciting a riot, and my main question to you is, my question to you is, you're there just encouraging you're antagonizing the other side. You were like a child out there.
Give me one example.
You were yelling at people. You were saying, "I've got you on video doing that." You were antagonizing. You were riling people up like a
constitutional right. What did I say that was riling people up?
Just they can all watch your videos and see for themselves. I don't need
what video. What did I say?
All of your Delaney Hall videos yesterday, and that's why I'm calling in.
None of my videos.
Aren't you worried about that? Aren't you worried that somebody's going to see you and say, "Oh, I want to go there and kick Adam's ass"?
No.
Aren't you worried about that?
Oh, I welcome the opportunity.
Aren't you worried? You're not thinking.
Listen,
aren't you worried about that?
Why don't Why don't you be the one to do it? Why don't you be the one to do it? You go hell.
I don't,
dude. You go.
No, I don't. I'm not at that level with you. I'm not. I don't like.
You'd be a hero.
I support Trump. I don't like.
You're all.
No, I'm not. I'm not at that level with you. But a lot of other people are at that level with you.
And I would.
A lot. I've heard them on this channel, and that's why. That's what I'm asking you about. Are you thinking it? Oh, you were on video saying, "Hey, I'm right here." Somebody on the internet saying, "I'm going to go there and kick Adam's ass."
And guess what? They didn't. I was there all day.
They could in the future.
That's
why I'm saying you need to think next time.
I spent a month and a half in Minnesota. They never showed up there either. How many states
were you live? Were you live on camera, or did you post it afterwards?
I was live less in New Jersey than I was in Minnesota, because I got banned on TikTok. But guess what? I was live the entire time. And guess what? No one ever shows up, because if they did, then they would find out, right? If anyone showed up and tried to hurt me, then they would have a problem.
You're talking about, you got people that, you seen what happened to Charlie Kirk, and he was a much more famous.
Are you threatening me?
No.
Then shut the fuck up.
And I've already told you several.
If you're not going to do it yourself, then shut the fuck up and ask.
Well, I'm just saying other people might. It's a big world. Other people might.
You're not concerned about my well-being, so don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay.
It's a legitimate question. I have a right to ask about.
I'm not concerned.
What was the thought process in your mind?
That I'm an activist, and that's what I do. So if you want to do something about it, then you come do something about it.
I would never want to be known for that, because I know that on both parties there's both parties have extremists and radicals on both sides, and they could say, "Oh, I want to go there and meet Adam in person and have my way with him." So that's why I'm calling in today to ask you that.
Have your way with me, huh?
I've already told you I wouldn't. I'm not at that level with you, but I know. I know there's a lot of. I know there's a lot of people out there that would. I can tell you that.
Do you think MAGA wants to have their way with me?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, they've had their way with a lot of other people.
Yeah. Well, they have.
Why would they be a lot of other people that are much?
Yeah.
Much. I don't know the word for it. Not tougher or stronger, but much.
What did they say back?
What did they say back?
Yeah, when they wanted to have their way with them.
I don't know. It's just something that I would never do. Yeah. That's why I'm calling in. I was like, "Are you thinking, dude? Are you thinking at all, man? That's just insanity. You're putting your location out there. You're doing all this and that, and you weren't thinking at all."
Nope, do it all the time. 0% concerned. 0% concerned, because I'm perfectly capable of defending myself if anyone ever tried to do something like that. So,
do you also know that just about every other president in the world is basically like raping whoever they want, and nobody even mentions it, nobody cares?
What?
And North Korea, Russia, North Korea, Russia, all these Thailand, Middle East, they're doing whatever the fuck they want to do.
So wait.
And nobody gives a damn, and you're holding Donald Trump to this ridiculous standard. If there was a naked woman in front of you, you'd probably be doing this as if you're not gay. I don't know if you are or not. A lot of people say you're gay.
Yeah, and I don't care if they do. I don't care if they say I'm gay. And by the way, you shouldn't worry about I'm gay. Oh, wait, never mind. You and MAGA want to have your way with me. I forgot about that. But listen, my sexuality's none of your business. I know you're interested.
You're gay. You're gay.
I understand MAGA's very interested in my sexuality.
So that's why you're left. That's the only reason you're left. Is because gays, they don't care anything about political agenda at all. They just say, "Oh, that's the gay party. I'm voting for them." They don't care anything. They'll pay $1 million a gallon for gas.
You sure you don't want to have your way with me?
No, hell no.
I thought you said that you were thinking about that.
No, they're not in that regard. No,
Oh, you
not
didn't mean in that regard. Oh, this whole time I thought you were flirting.
There's
Never
a
mind.
lot of
Dude, this whole time I thought you were
very
flirting.
strong, opinionated people
My
on both
bad.
parties,
I thought you were
Republican
flirting.
and Democrat. I've
I'm
heard
sorry.
them call in on this channel before, so I know they're watching you.
Yeah, I thought you were flirting. I don't know.
No way. I don't.
Sorry. Never mind.
No
so
way.
Here's the point.
That's not me.
Right.
No,
it's definitely not you.
I'm the straightest guy on earth,
yeah,
dude.
You're super straight.
I'm the straightest. Nobody's more straighter than me.
Right. You're super straight. I forgot. Never mind.
I'm the straightest guy on earth. Nobody's more straighter than me.
Fine and dandy cotton candy. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Stay on the right side of history. Share the lie. Appreciate you, fine and dandy cotton candy. Listen, I'm not here to answer dumb questions. If you're not,
that was a legitimate question. That was very legitimate.
What you're trying to do is intimidate me, and it doesn't work. I'm not
intimidating you at all. That's a legitimate, valid question.
You want me to be concerned about where I am and have my head on a swivel and all that bullshit? And I'm 0% worried about. I'm worried about ICE.
Why weren't you on the NBC News?
I'm not worried about
that
you.
protest was on the NBC News. Why didn't you stick around for that? And I watched the NBC News thing. You weren't on there at all. You left like in the middle of the day.
No, I left.
You were already packed up and.
Guy, I was there for 10 hours. You dumbass. Okay, I was there for 10 hours. I did an interview with fucking the New York Times. You're a fucking idiot.
They claim that they're starving themselves, but once it hits like. No, they're not. Once it hits day 3, 2 or 3, they're going to be.
How would you know?
How would you know? How would you know?
I'm there in contact with
you don't know what's going on inside the cells,
so let me explain.
The jail cells.
Let me explain, dummy, okay? Number one, there's organizers who are in communication with the people on the inside who are striking. The people, right, the ICE agents are trying to relocate the people inside the facility to prevent them from organizing because there's a strike. The entire reason this is happening is because they're trying to take people who are on the strike and move them to Elizabeth, New Jersey, to a transfer facility so they can't remain organized in the hunger strike. There was maggots in the food, you dumbass. All right?
They're going to transfer him back to Mexico.
There was maggots in the food, you dumbass. Okay? I don't give a fuck what your feelings are. There was maggots in their food. Do you understand how disgusting that is? I don't give a fuck what your opinions are on immigration. There was maggots in their food. Keep thinking this is all about Donald Trump because you fucking love that Cheeto. But some of this is about human decency.
What do I hear? I hear another video feed coming in.
You know what that is? That's the voice inside your head. And you know what it's telling you? And you know what it's telling you? It's telling you to shut up. It's telling you to shut up.
Oh my God! You're not thinking, dude. One day you're gonna be broadcasting all this and that. And you're gonna be at the next Charlottesville, and you're gonna have a bunch of guys. You're gonna have a 200 guys in a row with white T-shirts saying "I want."
I don't need to hear your fucking. How would this guy know? When's the last time you think that guy got off his couch? All right, guys, we're going to put up the biggest hater of the day. This guy's name is Mark Myers. He's been crying this whole time about IQ and intelligence level. Mark, why don't you call in really quick, and I'll show everyone how dumb you are. But before we do that, we're going to give a big shout-out to Mark here, who's been yapping the entire day in the chat. We got to give a big shout-out to this MAGA chud. Guys, I would appreciate contributing to the gifting goal to support the live. If you do support the content and all of that, I would appreciate it. I'm going to put up Mark here. This is one of my biggest haters in the chat here. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Mark, ladies and gentlemen. Mark is a MAGA chud. Mark Myers. He says low mentality level here. Low mentality. Mark, you're done. You're done, Mark. You're done, bud. You're done. You're done. Someone in chat's talking about Ebola. Who are you then? Not important enough to even mention. How about that? It's that easy. 210 Rain Christopher, thank you so much, bro. So just got here. Bonus love for your efforts at Delaney. We'll be back at Delaney tonight, Christopher. We'll be back at Delaney tonight. I'm leaving this afternoon, and I'll be there this evening. Should be there around 8:30 Eastern time. Should be at Delaney around 8:30 or so. It gets dark around 8:30, between 8:30 and 9. So I'll be there around that time. Yes, MAGA is very obsessed with the trans community. It's the dumbest shit ever. It's annoying as fuck. That guy was literally going to say you would... What? Oh, I know, Amy. So what he's saying is he's trying to... Understand this, guys, really quick before you move on to the next caller. Understand this good and well, everybody. These guys compare Trump to a dictator because they understand that he is just like them. They're saying, look, everyone else does this. Why do you care whether or not Trump does it? Because they're okay with grape. They're okay with SA. Dana, thank you so much. Appreciate you, Dana. Pikachu Baka, thank you. Appreciate you, Pikachu Baka. Thank you so much. Yeah, the goal thing is fucked up, but I would appreciate. You can also support on Venmo. I have it there. All right, let's address some of these callers that called in here. 828.
Yes, Adam.
You called?
No, I just spoke with you.
Oh, that's not the right guy then. An idiot thought I was calling him back. Nayland, thank you for the 1999 super chat, Nayland. Let's fucking go. Appreciate you, Nayland. And W. Christopher for the $50 super chat. Thank you so much, guys. Hello?
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, who's this?
This is Nancy. Work for adamcrai on YouTube. You called in?
Yeah, I did earlier. Yeah.
Yes. Would you like me to transfer you or no?
No, I already had my conversation with him.
Oh, that was
Did
you.
I get put in the queue twice? Or?
I didn't even realize that was you.
Okay.
Sorry. Have a good day.
Yep. Bye.
Shit, dude. That was the dude we already talked to. Fuck.
Call from.
Hello?
I'd just like to say you're completely right.
Shut the fuck up.
Call from.
Jonathan Boone.
Jonathan, how are you?
What's going on, boss?
Heidi, thank you for the... Hold on real quick, bro. Hold on. Nayland, thank you so much. Heidi, thank you so much. Trump hates and punishes people. MAGA hate. True. Heidi, thank you so much. Appreciate you, Heidi. And Lorraine, thank you for being a member for 3 months. Appreciate you, Heidi. And Nayland and everybody, I appreciate you. And by the way, Jennifer, thank you so much. Wish I could help more. Thank you for being a real one. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate you. Sorry about that. What's up, dude?
No, yeah, I just agreed with your message. I don't think you can be MAGA and support the president at the same time because the president isn't sure what he wants and what he wants to do, you know, especially for America.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said I believe your title he can't be MAGA and support like
Oh yeah,
he's
yeah,
supporting
yeah.
he's supporting a foreign country at the same time.
You can't be.
And I mean, he
You
wants to
can't.
be the prime
You
minister
can't
of
be. It
Israel.
says you can't be MAGA and support our troops, right? Like so, like if you're MAGA, you don't support the troops. You don't support the Constitution, so you can't support the troops, right? You don't support individual liberty, so you can't support the troops. You don't support what is the foundation of our country, which is democracy. So
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, going over he's not even like listing Israel as on the FARA Act, and he's talking about being the prime minister there. So I'm
yeah.
like,
Well,
okay, go to Israel then.
are you surprised? I mean, he's
No.
yeah. I mean, he's the most pro-Israel president we've ever had. So he loves Israel.
Right.
He's totally into advancing their agenda. Now, things are going to get somewhat complicated here, and I have not kept a tremendous, I haven't tracked this tremendously over the last couple of days, so I don't know where it stands, but I know the war is still ongoing. You know, we were coming up on a deal, and all of a sudden the United States struck southern Iran, and I think one of the biggest, well, one of the biggest issues with these negotiations are Israel doesn't believe that it's serving their interests. Israel doesn't believe that. See, Israel wanted complete and total regime change. And Benjamin Netanyahu sold Donald Trump on the idea that regime change was possible when the war first began. And once they figured out that couldn't happen, the United States has been trying to advance the agenda to try and get out of the conflict. Ultimately, the IRGC started choking the Strait of Hormuz, effectively pinning and keeping the United States embedded in this ordeal. But Israel wants this ongoing. They want something to happen that results in the United States decimating the entire country because they want regime change. And if they don't get regime change, they're not going to be happy. They claim they want surrendering all enriched uranium and an end to any kind of development of nuclear weapons. But they also don't want a deal that has a sunset clause. They want a permanent deal, a permanent agreement to never develop these things. So they were real close to what's called a memorandum of understanding, which is essentially the premise of the memorandum is that it stops the fighting immediately, right? Which is good, and then allows for them to negotiate some of these broader issues. And not even 24 hours later, the United States in cooperation with Israel, bombed southern Iran. So I mean, it's clear who's throwing the wrench into this whole thing, and I don't think they're anywhere close to actually getting a real deal done. But we'll see.
Yeah, I just feel for our soldiers because I mean, man, they're gonna send them to the slaughterhouse, bro. Like
hopefully
I'm with America. Yeah.
Yeah. But thanks for calling in, dude. Appreciate it. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was the guy we already debated. Wait. Bass Bashin, can you call in really quick? I want to talk to Bass Bashin in the chat. This guy's name is Bass Bashin, okay? I want you to call in, Bass Bashin. Seriously. You just made a statement that is above and beyond. You said, you guys hate guns, yet you're so easily triggered, which is dumb as fuck. It sounds like something, that was a dad joke to hell. Lorraine, thank you for the $9.99. Appreciate it for a nice coffee on your way to Delaney Hall. Thank you, Lorraine. Appreciate you. And I will do that, Lorraine, by the way. Thank you so much, Lorraine. How do you feel about Alex Preddy having his Second Amendment right violated? He was disarmed. And executed in the street in Minnesota by federal agents. And you guys supported it.
Fucking faggot.
Are you he must be... it's all projection with these guys. It's all projection. Hold on, let's call him back. I want to call that guy back.
Call from.
Well, let's do this guy first. We'll call this guy back in a second. Are you a Trump supporter?
Hell yeah.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
Best president we've had in a while.
Okay, he's the best president we've had in a while. Bass Bastion is scared to call in, so let's just mute him. So why is he the best president we've had in a while? Thank you so much, Kathy Smith. Appreciate you, Kathy. Go ahead.
He's for Americans. America first.
So how is the war in Iran for America?
Fuck, I think we should just wipe Iran off the fucking map and then go for Cuba next. I want a fucking vacation in Cuba.
So you want to kill what's the population in
I
Iran?
didn't say anything about killing. I said wipe the terrorists out of Iran.
No, you said wipe them off the map. That would include
wipe
their
them off the
population.
map. Fuck it, let's do it. Turn it into a fucking desert.
Okay, what's their population in Iran?
I don't give a shit. It could be 0.
So you don't care about killing 92 million
I voted
people?
for Obama twice.
So
but
you
they
don't
called
care
us
about
racist for years because we voted for Trump.
All right, low IQ take. I'm sorry. That's just too low IQ. I can't. There's nothing to argue there. It's too stupid. Dude, this guy called it his real fucking number, too. Like, you think they'd be smarter than that, don't you?
Hey, you broke-ass faggot.
Real quick.
I see you begging for some fucking money on your...
By the way,
bitch,
I found you.
Kill yourself, you little faggot.
I found you already. You called on your real number. That was the dumbest shit you could have ever done. That was the dumbest shit you could have ever done. Like, literally the dumbest shit ever. You have to be so dumb to do what you just did. 7078. Let's make sure I get this down. I just want to mark this in here because this is his real fucking... Hey,
Shit, stop it.
I found you.
Hey,
Watch
faggot.
this. Watch
still
this. Watch what happens to you next. I just wanted you to get you on recording saying it more clearly so I could then take the recording and fuck your life up. We just did that. I just did that to someone last week, dude. Literally. Took the recording of them using a slur and sent it to their job. That's how petty I am. That's how petty I am. Sometimes you got to do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to humble them, folks. Sometimes you got to humble them. And this one's going to be funsies. This one's going to be funsies. I found you. It was super fucking easy, too. You should have been more careful. You should have been quicker on your feet. You should have known. You should have known. Now you're about to fucking find out. That was dumb. That was dumb as fuck. Sometimes people gotta fucking, learn a different way. You know what I mean? Sometimes everyone learns differently, folks. Everyone learns differently. Sometimes people learn the hard way. And I guarantee you, at some point, this dude's going to apologize. Whether it's him or his family, I don't know which one. But one of them are going to apologize. Are you a Trump supporter?
No, definitely not. Is that what you're wanting to call in?
Well, what's up?
Oh, I was calling in because it said Trump is a bad president. You can't be MAGA and support our troops, and I was just hoping to have a discussion about just why exactly they think Trump is a bad president, and maybe, I don't know, kind of pitch in my thoughts. I don't know. I guess if that's not what you guys are looking for, I can just stop.
Yeah, let me call you back 1 second. Just stay on hold. Stay on hold.
Call from.
Yeah, are you a Trump supporter? Are you a Trump supporter? Okay, not sure why you called and didn't speak, but that makes no sense. Okay, what's up, dude? Go ahead. Hello? Oh, sorry, I have that filter on. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was the guy that just called in. I'm not really a MAGA supporter. I saw
Molly,
the
what
video.
I'm gonna do to him is gonna change the trajectory of his life. Like, that's how serious it is. So yes, I am Molly, and you can sit and love it because he's fucked. Yeah. Why do I think he's a bad president? I think he doesn't work in the interests of the American people.
Oh, well, I mean, that's obvious. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he works in the interests of the American people. I don't think he believes in democracy. I don't think he believes in the Constitution. I think he works for Israel. And I think he tricked a lot of people into believing that he was something he's not, and he's fucking destroying our country. I mean, that's all there is to it. So
yeah, what do you think is the most dangerous thing about Trump and the Republican Party right now?
The most dangerous. It's hard to. I mean, I wouldn't compare them. You know what I mean? But I would say that his relationship with Israel is super dangerous. His willingness to sell us out for foreign governments is insane to me.
Yeah, it's it's insane. But the Democrats have been doing it too. I mean, this whole Zionism shit within our government has been going on for decades.
I understand. I understand. It has to do with AIPAC and money more than it really does with Zionist ideology. But I mean, again, look at the money that they just poured into this most recent election of Thomas Massie. Okay, that was the most expensive House primary in the history of our country. The most expensive House primary in the history of our country.
Yeah, because he wanted to release the Epstein files. Yeah.
Well, that's part of the reason. Yeah, that's a major part, but largely because he was anti-AIPAC, anti-foreign influence, anti-Israel.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah,
you know,
AIPAC.
And yes,
AIPAC's the ones that spent the money to get him out. From what I heard,
and he was the co-author of the Epstein Transparency Act. But if you're asking me what's the most dangerous part about Trump, I don't know. He's incredibly corrupt. I mean, he's enriching his own pockets. Jared Kushner, his coin. I mean, that's really super dangerous. But I mean, I think that he really doesn't care about like democracy and the structure of our government and the Constitution. And I think he's forever changing that system. He's setting incredibly dangerous precedent. I don't know. I think at this point, I'm just hoping he leaves. You know? Like,
yeah, I think Trump's a fucking idiot. Honestly, he is a danger to our society, and he's a fucking moron. But really, what the true danger is the people enabling him. This almost crazy, like psychophantic, cult-like, just fucking insane following of the Republican Party and Trump that's been going on lately. And they believe anything and everything that they hear from the right wing, you know what I'm saying? And it's lie after lie after lie, and you can present facts to them, and you know what I'm saying? It's to me, I would say the most dangerous thing is not even Trump himself. Trump is a fucking retard. It's the people that are just enabling him, you know.
Yeah, you can't say that word, dude. That's
within the Republican Party and the way they follow him.
Don't say that R
Oh,
word.
yeah, whatever. I really don't give a fuck about all that, but
I know, but it's a slur, so please don't say it.
Yeah, I don't really give a fuck about all that, but I won't say it if you want me to.
All right. Well, take care, man. Comparing what, the levels that Trump is dangerous on a million different levels. The most dangerous thing about him, I would say probably the stuff with Israel. Look, that just got us into a war, but I think the Epstein files played a role in that as well. Somebody keeps asking me, what does MAGA stand for? I mean, I'm not answering that question. It's too stupid. How can someone make America great again? What? How can someone make America great again? What does that mean? How can someone make America great? You keep repeating a sentence that makes no sense. King, you just said, you're so dumb everyone makes fun of you. You spelled the word you're wrong, King, and you're calling people dumb? You spelled the word you're wrong. You used the wrong your. Jesus Christ. Brighton Oak, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, Brighton Oak. Appreciate you, Brighton Oak.
Call from
Aller.
Yeah, are you a Trump supporter?
Halfway there.
What does that mean?
I voted for him for 3 elections. I wouldn't vote for him in a 4th, but
So halfway to
Well, I'm
not
just curious.
supporting him, you mean?
Nah, I'm in there, but I'm not all in for any party anymore at this point. But I do want to ask some questions about
Go ahead.
what's going on with Iran, Cuba, Venezuela. I'm just curious what your opinion on all that is.
It's about oil.
So to me,
that's exactly what it's about.
Right, but why is it about oil?
What do you mean, why? Venezuela had the world's largest known available oil reserve.
Right, and a lot of this is about ruining China and stopping them from
not
invading
Iran.
Taiwan.
Not Iran. Iran's not.
It is, because Iran's
could only
the largest supplier of it.
Yeah, but that's not. They're
to
not.
China, absolutely.
Okay,
they supply a sixth of China's oil.
I'm aware, but what I'm telling
right.
you is it's not possible without regime change. And regime change is never occurring in Iran because of the structure of their government. When they first conducted these strikes, they were attempting to do, probably was on their mind, the benefits of that, yes. But the problem is you can't do it in Iran. They're now in a, do you know where the negotiations are in Iran right now?
I'm agreeing with what you say here.
Do you know where the negotiations are?
I have not updated today.
Yeah, they're not doing well. Okay, they're basically going to, it's a memorandum of understanding. And now the United States and Israel just attacked southern Iran again, right after they claimed to be close to a deal, which is fucking insane. But essentially, Iran has said from the beginning, we're not discussing anything like nuclear or any of these other issues until you stop the fighting. And the premise of that memorandum is to stop the fighting, right, immediately. And then they bombed them just hours later. When they first did this, they were under the impression that you could overthrow the regime like they did in Iraq. Iraq collapsed in 26 days. Iran's not collapsing in 26 days. They're never collapsing unless you wanted to commit years and years occupation and boots on the ground because of the Mosaic doctrine and how the government is structured, which is something people do not understand for some reason. They have a very complex, multi-layered system of government that makes it very difficult to defeat. And
right, because you have the IRGC
right.
layered over the actual Iranian regime.
Not only that, but how is the IRGC structured and embedded in that system?
Networks themselves rather than...
Right, 31 commands over 31 provinces operating independently. Those are 31 armies over 31 different sectors. And they don't need each other to operate. So it's literally impossible. And then you have the physical government structure by itself, right? The mullahs,
right.
And you have this, like for instance, when they first conducted these strikes, I'm pretty much, I believe that they were under the impression that it would run around like a chicken with its head cut off, and that would allow for the Iranian people to uprise against that system. And immediately after
that never happened because Israel pulled out of that.
Well, but do you know why?
I mean, off of what you're saying, because it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Because they are full of shit. They know. Israel knew. The only person that didn't know was Trump. Israel knows that can't happen, but they wanted to get the United States sucked into this conflict that they piss off Trump enough that he just annihilates the entire country. Right? That's really what they want. They don't give a shit about the population. Clearly, they don't give a shit about the population, as what we've seen in Gaza and Rafah. Right? They will annihilate an entire population of people without a second thought. They don't give a fuck. And so they wanted to get Trump involved entangled in this position where, Iran retaliates against U.S. troops, and then all of a sudden Trump just goes fucking scorched earth on their ass, which totally could have happened. But the point is they had a council set up just hours after they killed the supreme leader until they held a stress election and appointed the son of the Ayatollah. Israel knew that was going to happen. Trump didn't. And then clearly at some point recognized this wasn't going to occur, and obviously changed course. But they absolutely were hoping for regime change in the beginning.
Gotcha. All right. I'm still somewhat firm on the stance that Iran, it's a war, but it still benefits us by weakening China and Russia as well. It's still a satellite state, and it still weakens things.
Iran weakened?
no, relations with Russia and China are weakened because Iran is.
Yeah, but that's not a long-term solution. There's no. You're.
It's not. I'm just holding out for a long-term solution.
Yeah. It's
But hey,
not.
maybe that's where I'm going wrong. But you've been super helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Take care. To this guy in chat that keeps talking shit, Stephen Child Molester or whatever your name is, call in, right? And we'll have a conversation if I don't know what I'm talking about, okay? And yes, I know so much more than you on foreign policy and geopolitics, but call in right now and let's have a discussion about it. Let's see if you even understand, right, what I'm talking about, which you likely don't. The United States is, in this administration, are underqualified and incompetent. All you have to do is look at the fact that our intelligence agencies, the Secretary of State, and the President all gave you different answers about the initial strikes. Our intelligence agencies said, what? Iran was not developing a nuclear weapon and that they weren't an imminent threat. Marco Rubio said that Israel was planning an attack, and these were preemptive strikes to prevent Israel from attacking U.S. military bases. And Trump said that we were in the middle of negotiations with Iran, and Iran was about to attack, and these were to prevent Iran from attacking U.S. military bases. All three different answers. That just shows you right there. That tells you everything you need to know. Both sides of the same coin. It doesn't matter. Yes, it does matter, Krispy Kreme. If you don't watch my content, I encourage you to do so. Right now, I'm currently doing some stuff in Newark, New Jersey at Delaney Hall Detention Center, and I will tell you that it absolutely does matter. Look what's happening in Newark right now. If you guys don't watch my videos on TikTok, ICE is once again brutalizing another fucking community that's attempting to stand up for a population of people who are being fed maggots in their detention facility. But yeah, let's pretend that that's totally normal, you know? Like, what about Obama? Yeah, TikTok totally suppresses views. TikTok puts you in like shadow bans and they suppress your content. That's what they do. Especially if you're a political creator, they will suppress you all day, every day. They just don't push your videos out. They just throttle your videos. Happens to everyone who's political pretty much on TikTok. Dude, I don't give a fuck about Democrats either. It's not the point. It's the point that Republicans and MAGA like to deflect when it's time to take responsibility for the current state of our country. They want to deflect the Democrats, and I'm not interested in deflection. I'm interested in acceptance. Accept responsibility.
Call from
Thomas.
What's your name? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Before I transfer you over, what's your name?
My name's Thomas.
Okay, Thomas. I'm going to ask you 3 questions to make sure you're not artificial intelligence, okay?
Okay.
What's your favorite car?
My favorite car?
Yes.
I guess, like a Tesla.
I'm Nancy, by the way.
I'm Tommy, or I'm Thomas. Either one.
Can I call you Tommy? How old are you?
I'm 35.
You single? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What's your favorite color, sweetheart?
Red.
Red, nice. And again, are you single? Just kidding, sweetheart.
What's the third
transferring
question?
you now.
Okay.
Yeah, 904. Are you a Trump supporter?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, go ahead. What's up?
So I just wanted to kind of talk about you just a moment ago. You were speaking about how we got 2 different answers from our Secretary of State and our President.
Yes.
I just wondered if you could speak on how we didn't get any answers from Joe and company when he was in office. I mean, this is the most this is the only president I can remember that will come on to the media, on media that are extremely biased against him, and just give them what they're looking for.
Joe Biden didn't invade Iran, so why would I be looking for answers on that? I mean,
Joe Biden didn't do anything.
Well, let me play really quick. You said you got different answers from the Secretary of State and the President and everything. So, I mean, do you know what I'm talking about? I can certainly show you what I mean.
I mean, I personally, I've been pretty in tune with this. I do not understand what you're speaking about.
Okay, let me play it real quick. Let's start here.
Sure,
I'm going to play it, okay? I'll play it, okay? And then we'll talk about it, okay? Since you're kind of insinuating that I'm not telling the truth, and that's okay.
No, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm certainly open to both.
All right. So here's the thing: I have to put you on hold, but pull up the live stream so that way you can see the video.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do that right now.
All right, let's pull this up for this guy real quick, because whether or not he says it or not, he is insinuating that I'm lying, which I'm not.
Mr. President, did Israel force your hand to launch these strikes against Iran? Did Netanyahu pull the United States into this war?
No, I might have forced their hand. You see, we were having negotiations with these lunatics, and it was my opinion that they were going to attack first. They were going to attack if we didn't do it. So, if anything, I might have forced Israel's hand.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action.
I'll wait for you to see the whole video. Let me know when you're ready.
No, I lost the live stream. I have to do it now.
What? Hello? Bro, are you there? I just heard this dude talking to himself. I don't think he realized we're back. Let's see if he says anything to himself. Nancy was going to ask for his number. Guys, by the way, if you do support the live, you can support on Venmo, adamcrai politics, no underscore, numbers, or anything like that. People make fake accounts of me. You can also send super chats if you do support the live, but I'd really appreciate you hitting the subscribe button if you're new here, making sure you hit the notification bell so you do not miss future lives. We might be live tonight at Delaney Hall Detention Center in Newark, New Jersey. We're going to be going down there. We were there all day yesterday. Spent about 10 hours or so there yesterday. And basically, you know, we're going to do the same thing now, but at night tonight. So I'm going to basically leave here in a little bit after the live stream ends. And I'm going to head back down. I'm going to pack my bag and head back down with my mask and stuff. And I'll be down there to try and bring you guys some coverage from Delaney Hall Detention Center this evening. Rory, thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. Bro, are you there or not? I mean, the live stream.
Yeah, I think so. I got cut off.
Did you see what I played?
No, I couldn't see shit. I tried to fucking hold the call. I mean,
for nothing.
I'll take
All right.
word for it.
So anyway, I'll act it out for you, okay? So that way you can understand it.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Israel's playing me at all. In fact, we were negotiating with Iran, and they decided they were going to attack us. So true. Not good. Not good. Unbelievably not good. But that's it. And then Marco Rubio. We knew there was going to be an Israeli action.
No. You got to do Marco's voice way better than that.
All right, well, listen. We knew there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that action would cause them to attack, or Iran to attack U.S. military bases, and these were preemptive strikes to prevent them from attacking U.S. military bases. So the point is they're saying different things. And then you have our intelligence agencies who can't even lay out that there was an imminent threat in 90 days. I'm just pointing out the fact they're incredibly disorganized and underqualified. If you watch the House Intel Committee hearing, you would know they quite literally cannot, they couldn't provide that that they gave the President of the United States a threat analysis, which is their job and their duty, which I found quite concerning. And so I think he was partially duped by, I think he was desperate and gullible. I think he's desperate and gullible.
Do you know what this does in the long run, though? Because your last caller did have a great point. He just didn't elucidate it very well.
He didn't want
this chokes off, elucidate it, like speak it.
The last caller.
Oh, maybe it was a guest. I'm sorry. I might have got in halfway through.
Anyway, just make your point.
Well, my point is it chokes China off, and
not Iran.
Well, China gets their oil through Iran, so it really actually does.
But not
matter a lot.
without regime change. You need regime change.
Why do you need regime change if we can just blockade them?
Because you can't blockade them. Iran already proved they can successfully choke the Strait of Hormuz with the speed with the attack boats.
We don't get our oil from Iran.
But you have to maintain a permanent presence. You're not going to maintain a permanent presence in the Strait of Hormuz, dummy.
Why? We already brought a an aircraft carrier back.
They're literally. Why do you think the U.S. is trying to negotiate an agreement that gradually opens the Strait of Hormuz if it doesn't affect them? If the United States is in no way affected by a waterway,
it affects economies.
That's right.
It affects economies all over the world.
It affects everyone. If it's 20%, it controls 20% of the world's oil. So your global oil supply. We're talking about here.
But we don't get our oil from there, so we can technically.
But
okay, whatever.
Number one, other things pass through that waterway. Just so you're aware of that. It's not just oil.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. But besides the point, Iran could go right back to doing what they're doing. They could mine. What's that fucking noise, dude? They could mine. Do you know how Iran is choking the strait? They can simply water mine it and cause great chaos for the global economy, okay?
Yeah, then they can't use it either. So, I mean, then everyone's fucked, and nobody
and Iran is willing to do that. That's how they operate. It's
well,
literally
good for them. They'll be broke. Their oil plugs or whatever the hell they are.
Cool. Iran is fine if everybody is fucked. That's quite literally the entire purpose of the Mosaic Doctrine is to exhaust the United States economically and politically to affect us as much as possible, right? We've seen increased oil prices in the United States as a result of choking the Strait of Hormuz. We see the tensions politically. That is their objective entirely. They know militarily they can't win head-to-head with the United States. The United States clearly has much larger military assets, much more advanced technology, and so on. And so what they use is a strategic military strategy, a restructured military strategy they've developed after studying the collapse of regimes that were also victim of decapitation strikes by the United States. And they've structured their response in a way that doesn't try and go head-to-head, but makes winning impossible for the United States and Israel. It makes winning impossible. They're not trying to win.
Staying alive, you're right. And by staying alive, they win. So it's the hardest. It's the most losing
They're not
battle.
trying to win. They're just trying to hurt us as much as possible. It's an entire.
Well, no, they're trying to stay alive.
No, they're trying.
And that's winning.
No, listen.
They're not trying to stay alive.
I can tell you, they're more willing to die than we are. Okay, so just understand that good and well. Okay, and that's something that clearly people here don't understand. If you don't.
But they're not trying to win.
They're not trying
to stay alive?
They're not trying to win. They know winning is impossible.
I disagree
winning
with
is
that.
impossible. Winning is impossible. They understand
No,
that.
you're right. But staying alive, they win. And by staying alive is a winnable battle.
Their goal now is to make us hurt as much as humanly possible. They will sacrifice themselves to punish us now. That is the goal. That is their strategy. Okay? You're not looking at the story. And regime change is not possible in Iran. So all the IRGC has to do, as soon as the United States leaves, is start choking the waterway again. They can simply do that with rocket fire, with small arms fire, with water mines and these attack boats. You're blockading the blockade. There was already a blockade. It just wasn't a traditional blockade. So all you're doing is blockading the blockade, right?
Correct.
And that's right.
Our blockade's better.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay, it is,
it's the
though,
same
but
thing.
It's
just done different ways. No, it's not. It's the exact same thing done entirely different ways. That waterway in specific doesn't need a traditional blockade to be choked. All you have to do is make it dangerous.
What do you mean?
It does. All you have to do is make the waterway dangerous. If they start firing rockets into the Strait of Hormuz, those vessels don't pass through. Okay.
And you support that? Do you support that?
No, that's not the point. But it's a retaliatory.
Okay, I just was curious. I couldn't tell.
Okay, let me explain this to you. Do I support that? What I want you to recognize, it is a consequence of the decision to strike them to start with. I was opposed to the strikes to begin with. The Strait of Hormuz was open prior to the decapitation strikes. So if you're going to blame anyone,
just the fact that we have the luxury to even care about something like this, ignore that. What do you mean? I think having an open discourse is the most important thing we can do.
Are you insinuating that
I'm driving my car down the road right now? Listen, this is the scenario I'm painting for you. I'm driving my car to Chick-fil-A. You don't want my scenario? Why can't we talk? Like, I'm just driving my car. I don't have to worry about bombs falling over my head. I'm driving to Chick-fil-A. I might go play golf later. I might not. I might go play video games. And I can worry about somebody else's crisis. It's a luxury for us to worry about it.
But what's your point?
My point is, I don't really think I have a point with that.
I don't think you do either. What's your point? I'm not saying that life is better in Iran. That's not my argument. Where'd you get that was my premise? I'm simply pointing out.
Dude, look, hey, I just smoked. I woke up. I smoked a couple bowls, and I'm high right now.
Cool. Let me finish.
So you gotta give me a break.
Can I finish speaking, though, without being interrupted?
I guess, yeah. You're the only one that's allowed to speak.
Do yourself a favor and zone out for a second. The point I'm making, okay, has nothing to do with whether or not life in Iran is better than life in the United States. What I'm pointing out is the United States need not be involved in this conflict. It's not in the best interest.
According to who? According to you?
According to the country. Do you know how this war is polling? It has less than 25%.
I'm not. You don't even know. I tend to agree with you there, but I also think that
then why'd you say that?
People, can I finish talking? I also think that the country is bigger than us, and that there are people that I voted for to make these decisions, and until this war is going on for another year, then I'm not as concerned about it as you might be. Do you have every right to be concerned about it? Absolutely, man. I thought we elected this man to fix the food prices, fix the gas prices, and put some money in our pocket. It's not going on right now.
So maybe
he's got 2 more years.
Maybe for you, you're okay with this going on for the next year. But I can tell you, most Americans who are in an affordability crisis are not okay with paying extra at the fuel pump for the next year.
Brother, I'm broke as shit.
Okay,
I'm broke as a joke.
Well, there's people hurting worse than you. I can promise you that right now. So don't.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. I've also done it all. I've been to prison. I've gone to jail. I've gotten arrested. I've been in every category of life, and I've also learned how to not live like that anymore. And it's also a lot of people's choices that keep them in their positions. Hey, it was great talking to you. I think I exited your name. I'd like to follow you. What's your name?
Adamcrai.
I got you right here. All right.
Adamcrai.
I got you.
ADAMCRAI. Thank you. Take care. Lise, thank you. Lees, thank you so much for the Venmo, Lees. I appreciate you, Lees. Thank you, Lees. Appreciate you. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing. I know the caller called in middle of me speaking, but that's where we're going tonight. Likely is back down to Delaney. If you guys haven't followed yet, I'd appreciate following, hitting the like button, hitting that thumbs up button, hitting the share button, and making sure you turn on the notification bell so that way you guys know next time that I go live. Otherwise, you will miss these lives. We've been debating on YouTube for, I don't know, like 10 months now or something.
Call from
Mike.
Mike, are you a Trump supporter?
Not necessarily, no. I do ask.
Who'd you vote
One
for?
thing that you address is the use of the petrodollar and where it plays into the current Iran conflict.
Okay, who'd you vote for?
Last election.
All right, you're going to be disingenuous. I'm not going to play that game. Tell me who you support. Not really, and last election, who'd you vote for? If you're a Trump supporter, 10 toes down, call in. If you're a Trump supporter, 10 toes down, call in. President Biden nowhere near as that, or now are you back up? Yes, it takes me about 4 hours to get there, BCA. It takes me about 4 hours. My mic is low.
Your call has been forwarded
my
to
mic
voicemail.
shouldn't be low.
The person you're trying to reach.
Guys, is my mic low? Or can you guys hear me perfectly fine? Unknown number that just called me. I don't pick up unknown numbers, so you're going to have to call back on your regular number. I don't do the unknown number shit. Okay? Call back on your regular number. People call on unknown numbers so they can say disgusting slurs and stuff and not have any just fucking call back on your regular number and have a normal conversation, okay? No, I've discussed that, guys. I've discussed this Ashley St. Clair thing so many times. I'm literally sick to my stomach. I don't have much to say about it. I think she's very, very performative. I think it's a lot of it is like giving content creator rather than I care about the future of this country. But you know, again, it is what it is. I don't care. I just want, if the information is true, I want it out there. And that's it. Period. You know, if there's something we need to know about that last election, then it needs to be out there. And it needs to be looked into and it needs to be investigated. And that's all there is to it. It's that simple. Tar Heel K.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying.
This dude keeps calling and then not picking up when I call back. Not sure what the fuck he's doing. Just being platformed like crazy. That's what the left does, Tiller. The left always puts people who were on the right and go to the left on a pedestal as if their opinion matters more than people who have been saying the same thing for a long time. There's never any consideration for what a person did 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. It's why the left is and people that are Democrats are so easily manipulated half the time. It's why you see that happen, right? I've seen it happen in social media. I've seen people pretend they, go from right to left as if there's not like a long deconstruction process involved in that involves educating yourself and reading and learning and all of these things, This person said, I tried calling the telephone number and it don't work, you bluffing. No, it works just fine. If you tried call, you didn't try and call. There's no number here from you. So call right now, Gregory Hudson. Tina, thank you so much, Tina. I appreciate the support, Tina. Thank you so much for the Venmo, Tina. I really appreciate you. That means a lot. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, I only care about the information, too. Did you guys see her and Hassan flirting? She was literally flirting with Hassan, and now she's uploading videos. I'm in love with a criminal, because he was supposed to get subpoenaed. And by the way, I heard he didn't even get subpoenaed. That was the wrong information. Wasn't it a Fox News article, and it turned out to not be true? He's not even actually getting subpoenaed. What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
I used to be.
Why do you guys all do this? Who'd you vote for?
Because Donald Trump betrayed the American people. Donald Trump not mega first.
That's true.
Everybody in Donald Trump cabinet went against him. Nobody supported Donald Trump before November of 24.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have been fooled by him, but I understand you guys got fooled by him. So why'd you vote for him after he tried to overthrow the government and all that shit? Anyway, I don't want to go there with you, but just what's up, dude?
I just called in, that's all. Thank you.
Did you want to talk?
No, I'm done.
You're done? I guess he just wanted to tell us Trump betrayed the American people, which is true. He's not wrong. Trump did, in fact, betray the American people. Let's call with
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
This guy's trying to call. Like, this guy calls and then turns his fucking phone off.
Hello.
Hi, this is Nancy with the adamcrai live stream. Do you want me to transfer you?
Sure.
Okay, first I just have to ask you 3 questions to make sure you're not AI.
Okay.
What's your favorite car?
I would say either Mustang or Charger.
What's your favorite color?
Red, white, and blue.
And are you single? No.
Yeah, I am.
I'm just kidding. I am too, though.
Aw, man.
I am too.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to transfer you. I'm going to
transfer.
Well, we'll see. Maybe I'm going to transfer you over.
All right.
Yes, 915. Are you a Trump supporter?
I am, and I tried asking this question earlier in the stream because I joined, and this is my first time in your stream, so I just want to ask this question real quick just to get out of the way. Because I saw on your stream it says Trump is a bad president. Is that you saying it, or am I missing out on something here?
Well, there's actually a little elf that typically sneaks into my office at night and turns on OBS and types it in, and I just defend whatever point they put up. Taylor, thank you for the $4.99 super chat, Taylor.
All right. So I will say I do support Trump because I live over here. I live actually pretty close to the border, actually. And I have seen people trying to come across the border. I have seen it before. It does happen. So if anyone's saying, like, it doesn't happen, it does, in fact, happen.
Who said what doesn't happen?
The leftists.
That people don't come across the border?
That people they don't come across the right way, you know?
Well, here's the thing. When people give me anecdotal border experiences, I typically don't believe it. What county do you live in?
I live in El Paso, Texas.
And you watch people come across the border?
I occasionally go over because my mother, she was incarcerated a while ago, and I do go over there to visit her from time to time. And there has been occasions where I cross over the Saragossa Bridge, and there are times where people are trying to cross over. But not across the bridge. They're trying to just run across the border.
Okay. And what's your point exactly? I mean, I don't necessarily believe that. Mary, thank you so much, Mary. I'll send it to her.
I'm just saying that I support what Trump's doing over here at the border with like having the U.S. having troops over here by the border to secure them more. And I'm essentially I just support Trump.
Okay, so you live by part of the border and you saw someone try and cross the border, so you supported Trump.
No, I'm saying I have seen people trying to cross over the border. They've been stopped by our troops. that are over here stationed at the border.
So how do you think Trump's
By
deportation, how do you think Trump's result or solution to the people currently present in the country that crossed the border, how do you think he's handled that?
Are you talking about without he having ISIS in the mountain?
No, I'm talking about how ICE is beating the shit out of American citizens across the country and assaulting people and inhumane treatment of undocumented immigrants who are being held hostage in facilities. I was just at Delaney Detention
Center. Where have
Center.
you heard them saying that they're taking American citizens? The Trump and the head of ICE.
I didn't say taking American citizens. I didn't say taking American citizens. I said beating the shit out of. I'm one of, and by the way, documented people have been deported. That's recorded, just so you know. Documented people have been unlawfully removed. That's happened through this deportation. But what I'm saying is that ICE agents are, beating, assaulting, illegally searching, unlawfully detaining American citizens as well.
I'm actually curious on where you got this information from.
I've watched it happen. I've watched it happen. I watched it happen yesterday.
All right. Where did you watch this happen?
Delaney Detention Center in Newark, New Jersey. I also spent a month and a half in Minneapolis during the Battle for Minneapolis. Anna, thank you so much, Anna. Christopher, thank you so much, Christopher.
Well, I haven't heard or seen any news about people essentially being just randomly beaten up and legally searched.
So what I'm saying is ICE agents are coming out of these detention facilities. So, for instance, I said inhumane treatment of undocumented people, right? So what we've seen is that in this facility in specific, we've seen they've found maggots in their food, okay? They've had no medical treatment. No medical treatment. So people who fall ill are just basically left to die. And so in Delaney Detention Center in Newark, New Jersey, where we're going tonight, I'm going to be there tonight again, reporting on the ground. Encourage you to watch the chaos that's about to ensue and how these ICE agents treat the American people. If you haven't seen my videos on TikTok, I've uploaded videos on TikTok. I encourage you to go watch them. Same name, adamcrai on TikTok. But it's because of the inhumane treatment, these people are on a strike inside the facility, a hunger strike. And instead of resolving the issues, the officials at Delaney Detention Center are telling us, they told me yesterday personally, that it was propaganda, right? That it's not true, that it was propaganda. Some of you might have seen Jolly made a video on this and reported that's where he got it from. I told him. They came up to me and said it was propaganda. There is no hunger strike on the inside. They're lying. We have direct communication with people. So instead of resolving the issue, they're trying to move prisoners to different facilities to break up the strike instead of actually dealing with the inhumane conditions inside. And by the way, organizers have been dealing with this in Delaney for a year at Delaney Detention Center. This has been an ongoing issue of inhumane treatment inside this facility. It's just now starting to break through to like journalists and stuff, and that's why I was there yesterday.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off or anything. Sorry. I will say that there's not like inhumane treatments because again, my mother, she was incarcerated like a couple years ago when I was just a kid.
It's not inhumane. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying that there. Crap. I'm getting all tongue twisted here. Okay, I'm trying to say is that I'm not going to say that there isn't any humane like treatment going on because my mother, when I was a kid, when she got incarcerated because she came over here, to make me and my siblings American citizens, which thankfully we are because we had good reasons to. There were bad people coming after our family, and I can just leave it at that. But when we were able to visit her again over here because she can't cross over. So from time to time, I go over there to Juarez, Mexico, and I go visit her. And one of the things she would tell us, the family, about was like how dirty and how not good they treat the people over there.
There you go.
At the detention center. And not only that, but there has been, I'm not sure if anyone else knows this, but I don't remember what the name of the show was, but there was a show like a couple of years ago. I don't remember the year. I think it was like 2015. I could be wrong. I could be entirely wrong. If I am, I will admit already that I might be wrong. But there was a documentary. There was a documentary TV show going over about how about the treatment in those centers.
Yeah, and again, but the point I'm making, and the distinct difference, is how ICE is responding to people calling attention to these issues. Okay, ICE comes outside and fights with American people who are on public property peacefully protesting. Yesterday, protesters, we were having a standoff with ICE, and we were singing "Give Peace a Chance," and ICE was throat checking people with nightsticks. They had a fucking tank, an armored vehicle there, with a guy up in the hole at the top with a machine with the gun in his hand. They all have firearms. They're all carrying guns and weapons and nightsticks and shit. Someone's going to die at Delaney Detention Center. Mark my words, folks. If this continues, ICE is going to end up killing another American citizen, this time in New Jersey, and it's going to pop shit off. I'm telling you right now. The way that they're behaving is hostile as are. There was an ICE agent yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw the video. If you guys have seen the video where the ICE agent throat checks that girl that I uploaded on Instagram, it's also on TikTok on my backup channel, I think. If you haven't seen adamcrai, the one with the alt channel I use, look in the eyes of the guy standing in front of me. This guy was psychotic. I even pointed him out to one of the head agents. I was like, this guy is unnecessarily escalating. There are guys out there clearly underqualified, clearly trying to prove something, and it's going to end badly. I'm telling you right now. They're going to end up killing another American in New Jersey if this doesn't stop. They're doing what they did in Minnesota, but it's even more violent. Kayla, thank you for the $5 super chat. Your mom went to jail to give you a better life, and you support Trump and wants to take away your citizenship. Wild. Wow, that's
Well, if Trump wanted to take away my citizenship, I would have already been deported.
No, he does want to take away your citizenship. Do you know about Trump and the 14th Amendment? 210 Rain, Christopher, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, wonder if the guy knows about how his president feels about the 14th Amendment and the child of undocumented people. There you go. You know they don't like you either, right? You know that they often count you, people like you, children of undocumented immigrants, as a consequence of undocumented immigrants, even though you probably pay taxes, right? They include you, your population of people. Republicans include your population of people in the reason they need to abolish the 14th Amendment, in the reason that undocumented immigrants shouldn't be in this country because they have kids that become American citizens, claiming you're lazy and things like that. They don't like you, bro. They'll never accept you, bro. Just so you know. I'm just letting you know. I can't believe you're a Trump supporter. He's actively trying to take away your citizenship. That's fucking insane. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You don't think that's weird?
I mean, if he tries sending away, me, he's sending away my siblings and quite a lot of people, actually.
What?
Not only that, but...
Why? Can you talk faster?
Oh, no, my bad. I spaced out for a second there.
Bro, are you all right? I'm trying to carry this conversation, but what are you doing?
Sorry, my bad. I tend to zone out sometimes, my bad.
Do you support Trump, even though his executive order says that kids born here to undocumented parents are not automatically citizens? Do you still support him after that? He's literally arguing that people like you were never supposed to be citizens in the first place. He's going after the citizenship of their kids. That's you. Do you understand that?
Well, it depends on what year of age is it going for? Like people who are recently, or
no?
I'm a grown adult now.
Yes, he wants you gone. He wants you gone. He's literally arguing you were never supposed to be citizens in the first place.
You have a article or some place.
You don't know about Trump's executive order?
No, I heard about it.
Heard about it?
I just want to read the details of it.
Guy, we're talking about birthright citizenship, right? You understand that? Trump's executive order tries to say that if you were born in the U.S. to an undocumented or a visa parent after a certain day, you will not be a citizen. Do you understand they're talking about people like you? So even if we weren't specifically speaking about you, would you not be concerned for the people who would be affected, considering they're in the same certain circumstance you were in at one point? Is this guy serious? Is this guy, or are you okay, dude? I'm feeling you're not really like in the loop of things here.
And it just had to connect to my earbuds. Great. All right, hold on.
All right, man. Listen, good.
Oh,
yes. Are you
okay,
there?
I can. Yeah, I'm here.
So I'm asking you, right? Even if it didn't affect you personally, if someone like your mom and dad has a kid today, that kid wouldn't be a citizen like you are if they have it their way. So you're backing policies that say you were a mistake the Constitution made and the country shouldn't make people like you again. Do you agree with that statement, yes or no? 210 Rain Christopher, thank you so much.
Parents could be coming over here to give the kids a better life and stuff.
Right.
So probably not.
Probably not. Do you think we should stop
But
supporting Trump now?
I want to say stop supporting everything he's doing, but some stuff probably.
But did you not know about this?
I heard about this like a while ago, actually.
So, like, let's say your cousin has a baby or your future niece being told, you were born here, you speak English, you grew up here, but you're not American because of your parents' papers. So you're basically saying, unless you're willing to condemn his presidency, I got mine already, screw the rest of my community. Are you willing to turn your back on your community like that? And are you willing to do that in front of everyone?
With what?
With Donald Trump trying to overturn the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment was written so no politician could decide some American-born babies don't count as citizens because of who their parents are. You existing as a citizen is exactly what the 14th Amendment protects. Trump's argument is that protection was a mistake and should stop now. So if you agree with that, you're saying the Constitution went too far in protecting people like you, and presidents should be allowed to pick which babies count as American depending on their parents' status. Let's be clear for everyone watching, guys. You're okay with Trump saying kids born today in your exact situation should not be citizens like you. You got through the door and now you support locking it for everyone behind you? Yes or no?
Locking it behind me? No.
There you go. So stop supporting Trump. Thank you. Jesus Christ almighty. Holy moly, man. Can't make this shit up. If you wanted to, you can make this shit up. Stephanie, thank you so much for the Venmo. Stephanie says, I love you. You're hilarious. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate you, Stephanie. I appreciate you, Stephanie. He's not a troll, dude. These guys come to these realizations while they're live all the fucking time, and then they just sit there like, oh shit. Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Come on.
Call from
John.
Yes. Would you like me to transfer you?
Do you know why the Constitution
I'm not going to be yelled at. I'm just not. I'm not going to be yelled at by some idiot. He's calling to yell.
Call from
Kona.
Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Sure am.
All right. What do you like about Trump?
Everything he's doing. Even getting rid of your stupid anchor babies.
Really? Even the Epstein files? Since you said
Yeah.
everything, you said the Epstein files?
He was mentioned in the Epstein files. Don't
Yes,
give me
he
that
was.
bullshit.
Did you say he wasn't
He was
mentioned?
mentioned in the Epstein files.
Yes,
That's
he was.
it. That's all you guys got.
No, he wasn't just mentioned. So if that's the case, if that's all we got, then why is he obstructing justice and refusing to release them?
What justice? Dude, you guys are a fucking bunch of pedophiles, dude.
So let me.
You're supporting people eating humans.
He's projecting, guys.
Shut the fuck
He's
up.
projecting.
You're a fucking
So
liar,
how come
bro.
they won't release the rest
He's
of the
a bitch
files?
boy.
How come
He's
they
a
won't?
bitch boy.
Listen, you wouldn't say this in person. You wear Jenko jeans. Shut your
I
ass
would
up.
say it in
So
person
listen,
because
let me finish.
From the
Let me
Waffle Hawaii,
finish.
I'll say straight to your
Listen,
fucking
shut your
face,
ass
you
up.
fucking
Shut your ass up. Now
Fuck
let me
you,
finish.
you
Shut your
fucking
ass up.
faggot.
Shut your ass up. Let me finish.
Fucking
Shut your ass up.
transgender.
Are you gonna shut up? All right.
Nah,
so
fuck
now,
you,
all
Kurt.
right, I'll just. They
Fuck,
can't
bro.
hear you. They can't hear you.
Fuck
by the way,
you fucking.
By the way, they can't hear you. So now only I can hear you. I just wanted to let you know that you're a cuck. But furthermore, I wanted to let you know that you're protecting the Epstein files. If you've never read the Epstein files, I would encourage you to do so. But what I'd say more than anything is that you really, really need, you guys should hear he's freaking out right now. You really, really, really need to understand that if there was nothing in them, why is this administration obstructing justice and refusing to release them?
Bullshit. You guys are fucking lying,
I thought
boy.
so. I thought so.
You're fucking lying.
Listen, I thought so. That's why
The
you can't
dumpy
answer.
little bitch.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Let's see if he can answer, folks, or he crashes out. Why is this administration refusing to release the files if there's nothing left in them? He's crashing out again, everybody. He won't answer. Why is this administration refusing to release the files if there's nothing in them?
What?
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. You can't answer. If there was nothing in the files, you wouldn't be concerned about releasing the files. If there's nothing in the files, what's there to worry about? Todd Blanche is currently obstructing justice and refusing to release the files because they don't want the American people to have access to those remainder of the of information. It's very obvious. It's blatantly against the law. The law said the files need to be released by December 19th. They weren't released. They haven't complied with the redactions. They haven't complied with the law at all in any way whatsoever. He was out of breath. Yeah, he flipping out on the other side of the line, like literally losing his fucking mind on the other side of the phone. Literally losing his mind. Dude, I swear to God, when he was talking shit to me, I swear to God, I just, the first thing that came in my head was I feel like this dude wears Jenko jeans. Like, I feel like that dude hangs out at the mall and like...
Call from
John.
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
I will not yell this
All
time.
right, so now each coffee bean that you buy, it depends on the grade and quality of the coffee, but... I don't necessarily like coffee unless it's chilled. I like chilled coffee over ice. It's just so much more delicious that way than hot coffee. Even though you learn in Boy Scouts that drinking a hot cup of coffee on a hot day is actually good for you.
Okay. I'm calling in to basically inform you. Do you know why the Constitution was made, this certain part of it was made for citizens born here in the United States?
Oh, tell us. Educate us. Educate the chat.
That was for African American people during slavery. They were not given human rights. They were not considered, in the South at least, they were not given human rights. They were not considered citizens. So the federal government stepped in and made that law and said anybody born here is automatically a citizen. Now you have the Mexicans exploiting that law, and Trump is right.
Cool. So let's
Trump
talk about it. So whether or So whether or not the 14th Amendment was written in direct response to slavery to guarantee citizenship and equal protection.
It was.
Okay.
It was.
Okay. So that part is true, but listen, what does the actual text say, right? And we know who is responsible for interpreting the Constitution. Similar to due process, all persons, if you pull out your 14th Amendment, we'll read it together, all persons born or naturalized in the United States, right? And
don't go lawyer on me and try to.
It's not lawyer. It's Supreme Court precedent. It's not lawyer. It's Supreme Court precedent.
You're
that's
twisting
all,
it up.
Are you gonna let me finish? That's all persons. That's all persons, not only formerly enslaved people. If it was supposed to be only apply to people who were enslaved, then it would say only formerly enslaved people and not only black people. From day one, the language has been universal. Okay. Yeah, the political motivation can be direct, but that doesn't mean it's
that's
not
what they had in mind.
Doesn't mean that it's not according to the Supreme Court. Listen.
Those people weren't even around at the time. The Mexicans weren't even here. No other immigrants.
It was passed after slavery to overturn Dred Scott. You understand that, right?
Right. It was passed because blacks in the South.
Stop saying
were
blacks.
not. African, absolutely.
No, you
absolutely.
say black. Stop saying black. Say black people.
African American. Okay,
black people. Black people. It's not that hard.
They call me white. They call me white. They call me white.
And you clearly are. So black people.
I'm actually in the South. I'm not considered white.
Dude,
I'm
white.
Italian.
You're white. Shut up.
I know. I'm Italian. They don't consider me white in the South.
You dumbass.
In the South, I'm considered black.
Oh my God, this idiot.
I'm considered black in the South. Hey,
so
I'm in North Carolina. I'm telling you how it is around here. What they think. That's not what I think. That's
so
just
again, the courts are very explicit here. It's not up for interpretation. These guys always make this dumb argument about Dred Scott and it only being applicable to one population of people in fixing the status of formerly enslaved people. The 14th Amendment redefined citizenship for everyone according to the Supreme. Again, if you want to have this or you want to make this argument, fine, and talk about the historical context, fine, but not if you're going to say it only applies to one population of people. It's not a coupon code just for one race of people. It again, it used the horror that was slavery and Dred Scott to settle a bigger question, which happens all the time. If you're born here, you're a citizen, period. If you say it only applies to ex-slaves, you're trying to undo 150 plus years of how citizenship has worked for everyone, and you're being disingenuous because that's what you do. I recognize your voice. You've called in.
Right, I called in an hour ago. I called in, but I heard this Constitution topic, and I had to inform the viewers of this channel that
anyone.
Oh yeah, I am, because they didn't know anything about that.
Yes, they did.
And I guarantee there's a lot of people looking up, verifying what I said, and hey, that guy's got a point.
He really thinks it was profound to tell us the origins of the 14th Amendment. Dude, everyone in
They didn't know that.
Yes, they did.
99% of the people that I tell that.
How many times the people have had this argument in my life? Do you realize how many times we've had this same discussion in my life?
99% of the people I tell that had no idea.
Oh my
they
God.
Didn't know how that was in the
Constitution. Most of these people watching are people who engage in politics regularly. These aren't people at your local supermarket, chud. Okay? These are people who engage in watching my political debates on a regular basis. They know more than you. Okay? This isn't your local supermarket, chud. Andy Rome, thank you for the $5 super chat.
I have done a lot of building, but I'm not chud. I do carry weapons. I've done a lot of building, but I'm not chud.
Do you know what chud means?
Anyways,
it's an acronym.
Chud the Builder, yeah. Chud the Builder. He's the new.
No,
he's the new.
No. Chud the Builder took the name Chud and made a name out of it. What does Chud mean? What is it?
I don't even know. I don't see. That's the type of stuff I know. I know factual history. I don't know this child terminology crap.
Cannibalistic,
I know
humanoid,
factual
underground
history.
dweller. How about this? Cannibalistic, humanoid, underground dweller. Does that sound
okay?
Does that sound like an accurate description of you?
It sounds like a definition that a 10-year-old came up with. I don't want to know what it means.
It's one that we typically apply to right-wingers in political discourse. Yeah, we do all the time. So you're a chud.
I don't. Okay. I felt like that's really all I had to say. I wanted to get that point out to everybody listening in.
Profound.
Okay.
Profound. They already knew. I don't know what you didn't have an argument. Your original argument was because the origins are a response to Dred Scott that it shouldn't be applicable to people who are born in the United States to undocumented people. Again, all you have to do is look at the language in the Constitution to know that you're wrong. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. That doesn't say enslaved people. It doesn't specifically point to one population of people. All persons.
Call from.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Oh, heck no.
Okay, what's up?
I heard a conversation between you and a gentleman about the 14th Amendment
Mm-hmm.
and about why black people were included in it, and it had nothing to do with Dred Scott, because Dred Scott was a Supreme Court decision, and a congressional body can't override a Supreme Court decision. The basic reason that blacks were
Can you stop saying
pulled
blacks?
under African American slaves.
I can't. I just can't. I can't keep listening to people say blacks. It's just it's eating away at my fucking soul. Please stop saying the word blacks if you're white. All right? It's so fucking racist, man. Blacks. Black people. Black people. For the love of God. Please, God, I can't. I can't. Please stop saying blacks. Just stop. It's so... Is it just me? Or is that the most insane way to refer to black people? Blacks! Like, oh my God, dude. It's insane, bro. You keep coming in with fake intelligence, I know. I try and tolerate it, but this person says this is why the right hates crybaby leftists. Why? Because we have standards for language that we use that affects particular populations of people. Like, I mean, calling people blacks is fucking racist. That's all there is to it. It like, to me, it shows that you feel a certain way. It's just, so I try and correct it. But then when people go to African Americans, it's like, how about just say black people? They're fine with being referred to as black people. Have you ever talked to a black person? This person said Trump is the best president ever. Really? You need a history lesson. In fact, is there any chance you could eat a history book for dinner tonight? I recommend World War II era.
Call from.
Yeah.
Hello, Charlie's Pizza.
Charlie's Pizza?
Yes, we do have 2 for 1 today, sir, if you do want one.
I guess I have the wrong number. Sorry. Thank you.
Bye. Rory, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Rory, appreciate you so much, Rory. Trump is better than Obama and Biden. Okay. And you have Spider-Man as your PFP, so I'm going to mute you because you're not serious. Goodbye. Disgrace to Spider-Man. What is Trump's favorite people? Yes. I mean, he said that multiple times, right? He's admitted it. Are you guys going to keep up later when I go try and go down there? You can't stream on TikTok. You can't stream it on TikTok. TikTok doesn't allow it anymore. They ban you right away. If you even think about it. This guy in chat said, "We know what pizza you're talking about. You're using Epstein code." What? You think I'm using Epstein code? You voted for Trump. You voted for Trump. You think I'm using Epstein code? You voted for Trump, Muppet. What's up, 516? Are you a Trump supporter?
I did vote for Donald Trump. I did, yes.
All right. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I think a good place to start is just as long as, we just don't devolve into, name calling and being mean about it.
Can you hurry up? I'm not interested in the snowflakery. I only got a few minutes left. What's up?
Okay. I think a lot of people voted for Trump because they thought that he was more able to process information than Biden was. I think the debate was a pretty big turning point for a lot of people. So
that's probably true, but Biden didn't run for president, so.
And were you happy with the way that Kamala was appointed to be the Democratic nominee, or would you have preferred there to be more of a primary selection for the Democrats?
I was fine with it. There was no Democrat that opposed her, generally. There was no Democrat that came out and said, I want to run against her. She had support from like 98% of the party. Delegates gave her the votes, so. If there was a Democrat that came out and said, oh, no, I'm interested in getting the nomination, maybe I would have considered it, but with the limited time, it would have been very difficult to have an open primary. You don't want to go into the convention that way.
I think that sounds fair. And the only other thing I guess I could think of would be, I know that there are a lot of people on the left who were upset that Bertie never got a fair shot to run. Any thoughts on that?
But that is not that wouldn't have anything to do with this last election, so it's not relevant. But yeah, I mean, I was happy. I wasn't happy with that, how that went down.
Okay. Do you think Stephen A. Smith is going to be a good candidate for the Democrats coming up in the next election?
No.
No? Who would you like to see become the Democrat nominee for?
I can't speak to who I would want to, but I can tell you who I wouldn't want to, and it would be Stephen A. Smith, who is, first of all, I mean, number one, he's not very bright. He's not politically inclined, let's say. He's a sports person, so I don't know why he would even have the audacity to even attempt to do this, but he'll get absolutely destroyed and throttled in the debate, so it's not going to work. He'll never make it far. He won't make it far, because once he starts having debates with actual political people, they're going to fucking destroy him. No, I can't really say who I want for the next election. I think I really have to see what happens during the midterms. I'm hoping for, a candidate who recognizes the issues with foreign influence, particularly from Israel. I'm hoping for a candidate that's willing to accept true progressivism. That's really
okay.
what I'll say
I know
at this
they're
point.
floating like Cory Booker is possible on there too.
No, thank you.
No, okay.
Fuck him
so,
too.
But you know who you don't want, but it seems to be a problem
I don't want
with
Israel shills as president of the United States.
That seems to be a lot of what's going on with the Democrats right now. Is there's a lot of people that
Democrats. Your fucking president is the most pro-Israeli, pro-AIPAC, pro Netanyahu president we've ever had. It's not
Well,
a
he's
Democrat
president
issue.
of the United States, so he's your president too, technically speaking.
Guys, really quick, he's the president you support. By the way, guys, Sport Talk with Tony is crying in the chat about sending me money, so make sure you send me Venmos on behalf of Tony if you support my work or my content. He's very jealous. By the way, I love his name is Sport Talk with Tony, and go to his page. Like, he has like MMA stuff, and no one watches, literally. So he's the president you support, and he's incredibly pro-Israel, pro-AIPAC. He just started a war on behalf of Israel, dude. Are you paying attention? He just started a war on behalf of another country to advance their interests. So.
Well, I think Iran's been a problem since the 70s, and I actually think Obama would have been the best person to deal with the problem. We had troops in Iraq at the time of his presidency in Afghanistan, and we were in a strong position in a position where we had more cards in our hands. I think Trump is, he says, I'm not going to get elected again, and he wants to do, in his opinion, what he thinks is going to be best to get this Iran problem finally figured out. I don't think it's right that they're holding international waters.
How?
Well, I think, he destroyed their military and with not having to put U.S. soldiers in there. Is he doing
let's
a
talk
perfect
about
job?
it. Let's talk about it. So the initial objective was clearly regime change, right?
No.
Oh, it
I don't agree with that.
it definitely was. Oh, it definitely was.
Well, I disagree with you respectfully. I think the objective was to stop their ability to develop a nuclear weapon.
Did we accomplish that? So what was Operation Midnight Hammer then? Can you tell me what was Operation Midnight Hammer conducted in the summer of 2025?
That was part and parcel of the larger picture of stopping Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. Hillary Clinton said she supported Donald Trump.
Hold on, before you ramble, can you stop rambling? Before you ramble, really quick, let's just take a quick second, okay? If the goal was to stop, what you're saying was to stop the development of nuclear weapons, then why did Donald Trump say we obliterated their ability to develop nuclear weapons? How can it be a primary objective just months later? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, well, just because you stop someone today doesn't mean that they can develop the ability tomorrow to do it. It's not a perpetual thing.
So obliterated means for a few months. So you think in just a few months they?
I don't know. I'm not in the Secret Service, but that's the information I have available to me. I'm glad that they don't have it right now.
I'm trying to explain this to you in the easiest way I possibly can. So
okay.
The United States let's start from the JCPOA and then work forward. There was an agreement in place that allowed, regardless of your disagreements with said agreement, in terms of unfreezing sanctions, was allowed for the most intrusive inspections we've had. Okay, Donald Trump tore up that agreement, opted for military operations in the Middle East in the summer of 2025, bombed their enrichment facilities, claimed that those facilities were destroyed. We bombed 3 sites, Natanz, Esfahan, and Fordow. Trump claimed that he obliterated their ability to develop nuclear weapons. Then months later, claimed it was a primary objective, right, in an attempt to do the exact same thing in cooperation with a country who's been claiming for 35 plus years that Iran was 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. If you're that gullible, then I don't know. I can't help you. Thank you so much, Ellen. Thank you for the Be Safe in New Jersey on behalf of Sport Talk with Tony. Thank you, Sport Talk with Tony. So, yeah, you have to also understand, Benjamin Netanyahu's been claiming this for 35 plus years. This isn't something that just happened overnight. This has been happening for decades.
We can agree on that. I think he's a corrupt. He's been in power for way too long. I can agree.
So
with
I
you
think
on that
he baited Trump into this. I think he sold Trump on the idea that regime change was possible without any consideration for the Mosaic Doctrine, without any consideration for their multi-layered system of governance. And they conducted this operation. I think Trump at some point realized that he was duped in terms of regime change. Israel clearly overpromised and under-delivered in terms of their military participation. Iran, but when he wanted to pull out, he couldn't because Iran began choking the Strait of Hormuz. And now we're in a situation where one of the largest parts of these negotiations are about freeing up a consequence of the war, this gradually reopening the Strait of Hormuz, among other things, but not of which Iran has agreed to at this point, right? Iran has shown they have the upper hand in these negotiations, hence why they're not willing to agree to pretty much anything without a regional de-escalation. Michael Peace in the chat said, I think you're an idiot. And you spelled "you're" wrong, so clearly you're an idiot. Go ahead.
I think that can be very likely. I think that's definitely a possibility. I think it's also a possibility that maybe he had information about other nuclear enrichment going on in Iran.
Mm-hmm.
I think two things can be true at the same time, but I don't think you're entirely wrong.
But our intelligence agency said the opposite, so that's the problem.
What, like the CIA or something?
No.
Said that
Tulsi
they don't.
Gabbard.
That there's no.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Sorry?
Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard testified under oath that Iran was not an imminent threat. They couldn't provide that Iran was an imminent threat.
Okay.
So clearly,
I didn't catch that piece.
Not only that, but the Secretary of State quite literally said that Israel was planning an attack on the United States, and these were merely preemptive strikes to prevent Iran from attacking U.S. military bases, which is what I'm claiming actually happened. And then Donald Trump was asked the following day in the Oval Office whether or not Israel is in control of this war, and he said, no, Iran was going to attack us in the middle of negotiations, and so I was preventing their attacks on U.S. military bases. But Rubio let it slip. And clearly, with no imminent threat, the war is illegal because you can't provide that there's a hostility defense. I don't believe there was a hostility defense. I don't think there was an imminent threat. I don't buy that Iran wanted to attack the United States directly. I think that's all bullshit. I think Israel, in particular, wants rid of Iran's current regime. They want the Islamic Theocratic Republic demolished. And I think they sold Trump on the idea they could accomplish that goal without explaining to him that they have an extremely complex, multi-layered system of government, and that they have that the IRGC is very complex in its Mosaic doctrine, its military strategy, and that you can't defeat it with decapitation strikes. But I think he wanted to suck them into a scenario that would make it so Trump would go scorched earth on them because they would retaliate against U.S. troops, and then Trump would be like, all right, now I'm killing all of you. And that's what Israel ultimately wanted. And that didn't happen. But that's what they wanted, believe me. And they still want it to this day. Who's the one country that has a problem with all of these other Gulf states agreeing to this memorandum of understanding? Israel. Israel's the one country that said this agreement does not serve Israel. We're not happy with this agreement because it doesn't serve Israel. But guess who's footing the bill? We are. So I don't give a fuck if it serves Israel because we're footing the bill. We're paying the bill. You understand? And that just it should infuriate you, dude, instead of you being up here defending it. We're paying for it.
I know we pay for a lot of countries. I don't agree with us sending money to countries like Pakistan. I think that there definitely needs to be a more isolationist wing of both parties need to be advocating for. I don't know why U.S. tax dollars are going to countries like Israel and like Pakistan. I don't know why we're sending.
A major issue.
Yeah, it is, and I think lobbying is a major issue. But I think a big issue is really I think it starts here at home, because if we're calling each other idiots or libtards or chuds.
Well, don't say that. See, that's a play on a slur. Please don't say that. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for calling in, dude. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Take care. Jesus, dude.
Chris.
You know you have a warning on your caller ID?
It's probably because I'm using text now.
Because you're using what?
Text now. It's an app that you can call over Wi-Fi.
All right, what's going on?
I was just wanting to clarify, or pretty much just bring up that the IRGC absolutely did say that they were going to use nukes if they got them.
Yeah, so saying the IRGC is not the official statement is not that. But because you have widespread power across the regime in the IRGC, yes, statements like that were made. But we don't have any intelligence that it's true. Iran also says death to America, and they, all these other things too. I mean, but
yeah, and they called Israel the little Satan and America the big Satan.
Yeah, but what's the history there? Like, let's discuss that a little bit. Why would they hold that kind of opinion? Sorry, I'm somewhat distracted. Somebody sent me something about this Delaney.
Some people
thing.
say because of some people think because of like self-defense or like a deterrence, but I just honestly think it's just a hatred for people that disagree with them politically and ideologically, Jewish people like Israel, America, for instance.
Well, but why would they? Why would they? I'm saying, why would they, though, feel that the United States was Satan?
Because they work with Israel, but I would say that it's like a meme when everybody says it was promised to them 3,000 years ago, but they were there like over 5,000 years ago, and they were like, in my opinion, I think it's actually fact that they are one of the oldest living ethnic groups that still live in the origin that they lived in, like long ago. The ancient Judea. And they're like one of the only ones like that's still
so the
around.
Answer,
from
we
that
don't have to
time
talk
period.
about 5,000 years ago. We can talk about 1950. Okay, in 1953, the United States couped their democratically elected leader because he nationalized the oil industry. Okay, Britain and the United States couped Iran's democratically elected leader. That is why. That is where the mistrust comes from, because we're the reason they are in the position they're in today. The reason they have the regime and this theocracy is because of the United States and Britain. Quite literally. So that's where the distrust comes from. That's where it comes from, because we did that.
Yeah, but that doesn't give them the right to say that they're going to nuke civilians.
We threaten,
or even military targets, because
so you know what? I'm gonna grant you one. You just said that doesn't give them the right to say, and I agree with you. You're basically saying if someone says they're gonna nuke civilians, then they need to be wiped off the planet, basically.
Well, just the nuke in general, because I think it would have more than just military, effect on a area or whatever.
Okay, hold on. Okay,
depending, I guess.
I'm going to grant you that. I'm going to grant you that, okay? So can you tell me, do you hold that same standard for Donald Trump, who said he wanted to annihilate the entire population of people?
No, not entirely, but I don't think that he meant that in
really. Let's
terms of like civilians. I think he meant that in terms of infrastructure, in terms of power plants.
Let's read it. Let's read it. Let's read it. Let's read it together.
Go over it. Yeah, go over it, because it's.
Everyone ready? He said it was only about infrastructure. Let's read it. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again.
Yep. What is the definition of a civilization?
A population of people is a
It's not a people. It's not a people.
Hold on. All right, let's look up.
Let's
look up the. So you think civilization only means infrastructure?
No, I'm saying
guys, real quick. A
means more than
civilization
population.
is a complex human society.
Complex.
Yeah. So urban development.
If you broke down the ability to make clean water, if you broke down the ability to have electricity, if you broke down the ability to
does civilization represent
natural
human,
civilization people would be able to do? Would you not still be able to call it that?
Does Do civilizations, if there's no people, it's not a civilization. Civilization represents a stage of social as well as cultural organization. Okay? People have to exist for it to be a civilization.
Okay. So, like, let me just.
How is there a civilization has to have labor? Who's doing the labor?
So let me just clarify, like, what I mean by that. When people say civilization ending threat or like whatever, like
He's
people talk about like an apocalypse or something.
This is so stupid.
No, I'm not.
You're trying to tell me he wasn't talking about the people.
Wipes out? Do you think it means that everybody's being wiped out? Or do you think that just means that it's a breakdown of society?
No, it means.
I think it's a breakdown of society. I think it's a breakdown of civilization in terms of society.
Do people die?
Collapse.
Do people die?
Yes, people die, but I'm not saying that it's.
There we
go.
Shit,
people are going to die when you break down society and the civilization collapses. But that doesn't mean that everybody's dead.
If you're going to be disingenuous and say a whole civilization will die tonight is not insinuating genocide, then that's literally genocide. You understand that, right? You understand, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't consider it genocide. No, I don't think it would
what's
be.
Genocide?
It's whenever an own government takes out their own people, pretty much, or
No, that's not what a genocide is.
Well, it's not.
What is a genocide? Has a specific legal meaning.
Civilians.
So again, let's talk about the international law. Let's talk about international law definition. Certain acts committed with the intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. Intent to destroy.
The IRGC is doing the same thing. So you're telling me that we cannot defend ourselves, that we cannot identify a threat and deal with it?
The IRGC, you mean against their own population or ours?
Both. They killed Americans.
Yes,
they killed
again,
Americans.
we're also going to have a conversation about who killed who first and what strikes are retaliatory and so on. But you're losing track of the argument. I'm not defending Iran's human rights violations. I'm not defending what the regime does. Yeah. My argument is that the United States need not be involved. And there needs to be consideration given to the fact that the United States is not the good guy by default. And they're not innocent in the reason Iran is in the position they're in today. And they're not going to be the people to come and save the day either, clearly. They've made the situation entirely worse in Iran, as we can see, right? The situation with the regime is significantly more complicated than it was prior to the strikes, because now all you've done is install a significantly younger and more radical supreme leader in the son of the Ayatollah, who is an IRGC hardliner.
You're talking about the gay Khamenei?
He's not
son?
Gay. That was
he was.
That's U.S. propaganda. You've never seen any evidence of him being gay. You read that in an article of the New York Post or something. That was,
and also I think he's dead.
He's not dead. He just met with the president of Iran. What are you talking about? They've already confirmed he's not dead now. You're late. I don't know how updated you are on this. He's not dead. Okay, so he literally has been somewhat a part of what's happening with these negotiations in the memorandum of understanding. There was a meeting that happened prior to that. Because obviously you have to get the cooperation of the Ayatollah in order to do it, right? Otherwise it doesn't matter, because he could just order the IRGC to choke the Strait as soon as the United States leaves.
Well, that's what we go back to, the end of civilization thing. Whenever you don't have an IRGC, then there is no IRGC to decide.
Cool.
That's what
they're
I
not
think
a civilization,
he was
they're an army, right?
They're an army that is controlling a civilization.
Yeah,
whenever you have an army that is literally in the population of the entire country,
civilization
what are you
affects
what do you do?
Civilians. Civilization affects civilians.
Yes, and the army and the IRGC is literally implanted within the civilization.
Okay, so
they are literally a part of society in that group. Whereas if you go against them, you get your fucking head cut off.
Yeah, but that again.
No, it's not. You don't. You go against. You're going against Trump right now, and your head's not cut off. No one's slitting your throat. I don't know what you're talking about.
So again, I don't know what you're talking about.
Where's that? Yeah.
No, what you're saying is that people should be subject to the consequences of their ruling class. And I don't subscribe to that, okay? So what you're saying is not necessarily true. I'm sure you also condone the fact that an educational institution and little schoolgirls were killed as a part of the initial strikes in Iran by a U.S. Tomahawk missile. I don't subscribe to necessary. Yes, it what? Guy, you're not informed on this. Don't tell me it wasn't a U.S. Tomahawk missile. They've released
literally footage and pictures
of
a fucking
footage that
RGC missile going up and right back down, right where the fucking
lying
where that school
sack of shit. You fucking liar. Provide the source right now. Right now, you fucking liar. Show me right now, liar. You know Reuters has already confirmed this. Show me right now, liar. Show my chat right now. What's the source? We're doing it right now. We'll do it live. You getting it?
Yep, 2 seconds.
Fucking liar. We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Does anyone know the reference? Oh, he's full of shit. And I'm going to prove him wrong right now. Fucking liar.
I mean, it's hard to come up with a thing on the spot.
Yeah, because it's not true, you fucking liar. You can literally look up Reuters, BBC, Al Jazeera have already posted the image of the Tomahawk missile. Do you understand how, like, close together
Al Jazeera? Did you just say Al Jazeera?
Yeah, do you know how you can...
Are you talking about the fucking, the people that ran, like, defense for literally every terrorist organization that's fucking kissed
Can I finish? Do you know it would be literally impossible for Iran to do this? Literally impossible based on the timing of the strikes, how close they were together. They would have to have had advanced knowledge of the strikes. Okay, they would have to know the exact timing the strikes were going to occur for them to be prepared to launch those strikes. What do you think? They had people waiting there to launch the strikes, knowing the location of the strikes, the time? Like, no, dude, it's fucking impossible. So show me where the fuck you read that.
Well, I know I don't take Al Jazeera for
I know. Try and find something you can complain about. I gave you 3 sources, Reuters being one of them.
Al Jazeera is just
Reuters is a really credible source. Everyone knows it. Multiple. What about BBC Verify? What about Bellingcat? What about New York Times Visual Team? What about tons of munitions experts say the video shows a U.S.-made Tomahawk missile striking the area of the IRGC facility right next to the girls' school? Everyone saw it. Show me your proof or concede you lied. Because Iran does not have that missile, okay? There's no verified video of Iran firing some missile. What you claimed was you can see it coming from Iran right into the school.
No, it was a malfunctioning missile that actually went straight up. It went up and then it went back down.
Wasn't even in Iran. It wasn't even a missile Iran has, you liar. So that's how you know you're lying.
Well, you can call it they called it a Tomahawk. Al Jazeera did, and maybe the other ones did, but
it actually was. And if you know what a U.S. Tomahawk missile looks like, it's pretty distinct. See if I can bring that picture up. It's pretty distinct. I have a picture with a comparative image, right, of a U.S. Tomahawk. I mean, you can quite literally see it. Let's see here. We'll use this one. This will be good. I don't like liars. You know, we're having a nice back and forth conversation. You have to throw in some lie about something. I mean, it's not good, dude. This is how we get better as a people, lying about these circumstances. This is what I'm talking about. Guys, if you are enjoying the live, I'd appreciate hitting the subscribe button, making sure you hit the like button. send a super chat, send some support. I would appreciate it. Fucking hate this setup.
All right, even if I do concede that it may have been American, we were striking like over 1,000
So wait,
targets.
did you lie?
It's not that I'm lying, it's just I can't fucking provide the
Then I'll give
source.
you more time. Because I need to prove definitively that you're just a flat-out liar. There is absolutely no video showing that. It's completely made up. You made it up. And that's what I need you to concede to. But you made it up. Yep. I don't like that. It's not cool.
Well, we all get our propaganda from somewhere, don't we? Everybody
not
gets
me.
it from something.
Nope, not me.
Yeah, you think you're not like not susceptible to it, but you are.
Nope. Definitely
Dude,
not.
you take
Give me an example.
You give Al Jazeera credits. Like, it doesn't matter even if they get like a fucking like they
that's
throw
not what I
1,000
did.
darts and they just so happen to hit the board one time.
I said
it doesn't
Al
matter.
Jazeera
You're still
posted
giving
the
them
picture.
credit for it.
No, I said Al Jazeera posted the picture. That's what I said. Which they did.
They've lied many of times. They've been known to lie.
And I gave you multiple sources to go with it, so it doesn't matter if you don't
yeah.
like Al Jazeera, even though they've been pretty accurate when it comes to the conflict. I gave you multiple other sources to go with it simultaneously, so that way you couldn't pick it out and say, oh, you're picking Al Jazeera because you support Iran. I gave you multiple different sources, so that way there were no discrepancies, but you're still stuck on that Al Jazeera thing because you're trying to deflect. We're not deflecting. See, the difference is I don't read stuff off Twitter and take it as fact. But it appears you do.
I said even if I concede that the Americans did that we've attacked over 1,000 targets that day, yeah, we can get something wrong.
No,
whenever
a lie
they,
you told. Guys, by the way, here's the picture of the Tomahawk missile. That's a U.S. Tomahawk missile. Anyone who knows what a U.S. Tomahawk missile looks like that's a U.S. Tomahawk missile. I circled it, and I can even pull up a reference image if you don't know what a U.S. Tomahawk missile looks like, but they are pretty distinct. There is no video that is ever going to show Iran launching that missile, because Iran doesn't have those missiles.
And the day I did see it, it was like the day after it happened too.
And you probably saw it on Twitter, if you even saw it.
Nope, I don't even have X or Twitter.
There is no credible source that's ever posted such a thing. So, what non-credible sources do you look at? Give me an example of 3 sources you use.
This right here is exactly what I saw, but let me see if let me find a way to get this over here.
What does it say?
It's a picture.
What's the source?
But like I said, it's probably
what's the
source? It was the day after. I'm looking at it. Give me a second. I'm trying to copy and paste it.
You don't know what the source is?
Oh no, it's posted on a Facebook. No, it's posted on Reddit. So I'm just trying to show you the exact picture that I saw. I'm just trying to be truthful. I'm just trying to show you the exact picture I saw. And let me actually run this picture through. I'm trying to fucking get it to you.
I don't need you to get it to me. Whatever you're looking at, I have no idea. Is it the picture I have up on my screen?
What?
I have a picture up on my screen of a Tomahawk, a U.S. Tomahawk missile.
It's not. No, but it's not that. No.
So you saw it on Facebook, dude.
All right, I'm just gonna copy and paste this shit. Yeah,
dude, just say I saw it on Facebook. Okay.
No, it was on Reddit. I didn't see it on Facebook, but here's this.
You saw it on Reddit?
That YouTube might delete that.
Yeah, you can't paste photos in the live. I don't think.
It's not. It's a URL.
Yeah, they're not going to show that.
But like I said, that's just what I saw the day after that happened.
But what's the source?
And right here, another one says a failed. They're right underneath that. I don't know if it's true or not, but a failed missile launch in Iran caused the projectile to fall.
What
on a school.
Facebook page posted this?
This one. Well, this is a different one. There's a lot of them actually attached to this. If you can
read them out loud. The
reverse.
Names. Read out the names.
Reverse image search it.
Read out the names.
It's not a Facebook. Well, this one might be a Facebook page.
Yeah, read out the names of the Facebook pages that posted this.
This one's 7 News Brisbane. There's this one, and it was March 1st.
7 News Brisbane.
Brisbane. Yep. BRIS.
Andre, thank you so much, Andre. Okay, what else?
But I don't know if that's. I'm not seeing the picture that.
You're scrambling, dude.
Yeah, there it is. It's right underneath it. Let me get that out of there. Okay. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see the picture that I was talking about. It says a failed missile launch in Iran caused a projectile to fall on the school.
No, it's not going to come up in here, dude. But I don't need to see it because it's Facebook. It means nothing. Anyone can.
No,
post
I understand that, but I mean it's everywhere. It's not just Facebook.
But there
you
is
can
no
image search this, and it's
right,
like this image.
Can you give me a credible source that's ever posted it?
I mean, that's just the only sources that I found.
Right, which means
it's on Facebook, Instagram, ABC News.
Right.
Says, I don't know if it's the same one,
ABC never posted.
No, it's a different one. No, it's a different one.
Yeah. So let's not lie. So if no credible sources ever posted it, what does that mean?
I mean, I understand.
It means that you saw it on Facebook.
No. I didn't see it on Facebook. I saw it on
You didn't
YouTube,
see it on a credible source?
I saw it the day after. Yeah, I didn't see it on a credible source. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
That's more accurate.
Well, listen.
But still.
Just regroup and come back another day. I hope to talk to you another day. Oh, I have to run now, but hopefully we can talk in the future.
All right. Yeah, it was nice talking to you.
Be well.
Yep. See you, man.
All right, folks. I'm going to pop off here because I have to start getting ready to leave in a couple hours and head back down. I got to do some stuff here for a couple hours, and then after that, I got to head back down. Ellen, thank you so much. I think I already said thank you for the Venmo, Ellen, but I appreciate it. If you guys are just joining, I've been spending time at Delaney Hall Detention Center in New Jersey. That's why I wasn't live on TikTok. Banned me when I tried to stream it because they're trying to hide the information. So I would appreciate if you guys all go over to my TikTok and please engage with the videos. Go over to Instagram, engage with the videos, but particularly on TikTok where they're suppressing it very hard. I've been trying to get that information out there. I'm going to try and stream the events tonight. So look for me tonight. Look for me tonight on YouTube. But at the very least, I'm going to be putting videos out on it. So it's very, very dangerous there at night. Even significantly more dangerous than it is during the day. I'm just telling you right now, I think someone's going to get killed there at the rate it's going. So, but I'm going to keep reporting on it. And, yeah, that's it. So look for me later, everybody. I'll definitely make contact with you once I'm down there. Expect me down there tonight around 8:30 or so. That's about when I'll be down there. Should be down there around 8:30 tonight, somewhere around there. And that usually is when it starts to get dark. And that's when it really gets ugly. So, yeah, it's bad. So, I'll be down there. So, see you guys later. Love you. Appreciate you. Take care. Be well. Yeah, some of this was sunburn, but I also rubbed mace into my skin because some asshole ICE agent sprayed fucking mace in the air when people were fighting. And I had my face was sweating because I'm wearing a motorcycle face mask. And it's hot as fuck. And there's no cover there. And so I went and just a little bit kind of got on my skin and I rubbed it in my face to get the sweat off, and I rubbed the mace into my fucking face, which made it entirely worse, which is why it looks like part of my cheek here has like a red burn underneath, but some of it's sunburned, so it's both. But take care, everybody. I will see you I will see you later. I'm going to try and bring some eye-washing stuff down to Delaney, too, so that way if anyone gets pepper sprayed tonight, that they have this, like, eye wash, or that solution is, that saline solution. Take care, everybody. I'll see you later. Love you guys. Thank you for everybody who supported the content today. I really appreciate it. Anybody who supported me today, I appreciate it. See you tomorrow. We'll be streaming normal through the weekend probably, because I'll probably take off this weekend from doing anything and then go back Monday or something. So this weekend we'll probably stream like normal. I think I get unbanned Friday or something like that. Aaron says Iran doesn't have Tomahawk missiles on them. Yes, Aaron, I know. I said that multiple times during the conversation. All right, everybody. Take care. Check me on TikTok. Please engage with the videos because they are suppressing them hard. Love you guys.